is amazing. Oh, it's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moscow and Cam Water.
It's motorsport, but not as you know it. Test yourself and your everyday road car. Safe, affordable, but most of all, fun. And all you need is your daily driver. Experience the thrill of a sprint day. Race against the clock at a hill climb. Or test your reflexes with an auto test. It takes just 3 simple steps to get started. Get on the start line. Search Motorsport Australia Daily Driver today.
Fishies in a row. They're here to make a point and to do Eddie proud. They fan out in the background as they come down to turn 1 for the first time. It all looks pretty good, 2 by 2. We'll stop the camera here. Oh, Eddie would be proud, mate. That was awesome run around turn 1. But, oi! Contact with the fishies.
He's made it through. It doesn't look like Angus has made it, but Thomas Freeman's made it through, and Angus is going to suffer the crowd coming through there to be able to turn his car around.
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride,
whatever you ride,
whatever you ride,
ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
And they are off. It was a good start from Dylan de Bono. I think Phil Vella got a great start there in the background as well. You can see already cars going 5, 6 wide as they're trying to find any semblance of space. They come into T1. So far we've got 2, 3 wide as they snake down. It's Michael Conchar that's got around Dylan de Bono. A couple of cars going wide there. Was that a bit of contact in the back? Scott Pocock caught up in that, I think, there, buddy. But it's Michael Cullajar's got past, so Dylan...
light is coming out and we're about to get going, and we have a green light and a very slow start for the 86s, but they are moving out there on the grid. It would be very interesting to see exactly which driver can capitalise on this first lap. Just go through the grid. Look like Jamie Christensen had a really awesome start to get ahead of Dylan de Bono, and Doug Gowage also jumped his teammate as well, so unfortunately Dylan stalled the car a little bit more than what he preferred. But
Weekend in, weekend out, Motorsport Australia officials are making waves. From waving flags, waving cars through pit lane, or responding to a wave for help. Wave hello to new lifelong friends. Who knows, you might just make waves around the world. Ride the first wave. Search Motorsport Australia officials today.
Still great classes of car, and if you are able to, if you're coming up the ranks on iRacing through the licenses, it's a fantastic sort of laneway into prototype driving, going from that GT3 up through the prototype classes. As the safety car pulls in, we get ready to go green as we come up towards the line. Edwards, Hasler, who's going to get the jump down to turn 1, or will any of the fishies, any of the piranhas in behind them, assault them down towards
green and they're
this
off.
first lap? Let's go here.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's.
We've also got Shannon's Home and Contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. Oh, it's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moscow and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because, tell you what, Bruce Tannock and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't went it, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see if we get some good runs. Dodd's just absolute thinker, but it is a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sim Racing World TV. Welcome in to the penultimate round for the Warren & Brown Tours V8 Supercars Series here for Season 2 of 2024 out at Road Atlanta for tonight. I'm your commentator tonight, Hamish Munro, joined alongside by Steve Sinkovic once again. Steve, off the back of the Enduro round for both this series and the Sunday series, and tonight we get our first glimpse of Pro-Am and Amateur action with the new damage model out on track, and there's already been some cars that have become victims of the walls and the fast-flowing corners of this circuit here tonight during practice.
I'm hearing that I've got a few repair bills to go out there from one of my drivers catapulting himself through the wall. Welcome, viewers. Hope you enjoyed the week so far.
Well, going to be a big penultimate round for each series. So many battles for these championships, nice and closely contested together throughout all the classes across all the series here on SRW. But our focus now, Supercars, Pro-Am, Amateur. Big night of racing for Driver's Choice tonight. They went for Road Atlanta over the new circuit in Misano and a couple of others as well. Should be a good challenge, but it should also throw up some good chaos, especially before next week out at Belle Isle, which we both kind of predict is going to be absolutely unmissable, possibly landscape changing it, and also around that drivers can't drop. So they need to make sure they can keep it out of the walls and keep it as clean as possible next week. And if they're going to have a bad round, it needs to be tonight if they haven't had it happen already.
100%. It's really a week of SRW you should not miss. If you think everything else has been spectacular all season long, the next two rounds are going to be absolutely epic. We're talking gladiator epic. It's going to be off the charts. The tracks that the boys are going on and the drivers that are out there, just all ticks and ticks for, yeah, it's going to be cool.
Well, it's a week worth of US tracks this week, of course. Road Atlanta tonight for the Supercars. We also go to Road Atlanta for the 8.6s later this week, and then back here for the Supercars Sunday night. The two outliers is tomorrow night for Laguna Seca for the Formula 3s, and then Friday night out at Watkins Glen for the IMSA GTD series. So a whole lot of action on offer this week out of the US for these cars, and then it's a big final round next week, so a huge end of the season to come. We focus here tonight on this race. It's going to be a massive one. We've got to talk about, though, the big sort of outlying driver who we think has been exceptional this season. That's going to be Brett Taylor. He's had some fantastic performances in the last half of this season. Now, we also, though, realise, Sinker, that he's been struggling in the first half of seasons, but as soon as we hit round 5 and beyond, that's when he clicks on. That's when he gets back into his groove, and when he finds some really, really positive performances.
Well, there's only one thing that I've got to say, and that is, Mr. Brett Taylor, are you ready to rumble?
You followed up like hell tonight.
Your that impression was so poor, your microphone has automatically swapped over to the laptop to try and save us from it, Sinker. And now it's back to regular. That's funny how things work out that way.
That is funny, mate. No, look, it's I would love to do it full tilt, full vocal, but I would wake up my little boy, and my wife is working beside me, and she would first throw a book at me, or she wouldn't throw it at me, she'd hit me with it, and then the young fella would probably come back in and say, "Daddy, what the hell?"
Yeah, it'd be all over Red Rover at that point. We'd be far too gone for that one. As we currently stand in practice, with only a couple of seconds left. Dylan Gray's showing pace early on here. We know he's got pace. We know he's going to be a pro next season. It's been a little bit of a swan song for him in the Pro-Am class. Well, we say pro next season, but we're looking more or less of an open series for Supercars on Sunday nights. It would just mean that he wouldn't become pro. He just becomes a Supercars driver. But
say that again, mate. I missed that last bit.
Well, because obviously we were chatting about if Supercars was going to remain with its class classifications next season, or if it would go to open for Sunday nights. And obviously there's been confirmation that this is his last season as a pro, and he'd go back to pro next season if it was still a thing. If it's not, though, it just means that he just races in open on Sunday night. But
So Sunday night is just going to be an open class.
Yeah.
Everyone is fighting for the title.
Yeah.
So equal points, equal banter, all the way top and bottom. And then that means on Tuesday nights, whatever you are, it'll be split 1, split 2. So we'll have it nicely split across the top and bottom. We've got Cowie in the room.
Hi, gents. I just thought I'd come in and give you a heads up. Tyson just messaged
Tyson is running
me.
10 minutes late and he will be in shortly. And anyone that has any tickets to be put on, yeah, but I'm always listening into the iRacing chatter. I heard your voice in there, mate. Thanks.
So, yeah, so
Any
the practice
tips or strategies tonight?
I think, there won't be any fuel saving or anything tonight. The fuel window is pretty big. I think it's about sort of 3 laps either side. Flat pit window, so for race number 2, it's just going to be flat strap. Temps are pretty good. But this climbing a bit so tight deck might become an issue at the end of the races. The boys are pushing hard, but as far as this track goes, it's all about how quickly you ride and how quickly you get the gas on that back straight house for the next piano. If you stuff the reverse corners up, you either get 1x at the top end or half a second each. So there's a second.
I've just noticed that practice is 20 minutes longer
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they did that deliberately or not, but boys were talking about it. Live. I said, well, the broadcast is going live, so I'd say it's going to be 12 minutes. But
When they get in, they'll probably do it anyway.
yeah, that's what Tyson said. It's a session, but basically just a little bit of practice. Yeah, it's going to be a
Cowie, we didn't get a chance to speak to you on Sunday. What the hell was your plan under that safety car?
Yeah, I was going to come in and I was talking to Jerry and he's going to, I had this sort of advantage. I qualified before I didn't get much practice in, so I was right at the back of the grid anyway. So I thought I'm the nada and stuff and I might as well roll the dice. If a second safety car come out, then I would have been in a really good spot. But the issue was the safety car only did 1 lap, so I didn't get a chance to do a second lap, and I ended up being 1 lap short of fuel.
Yeah, it's it's one of those things that run quite work out. But yeah, that's it. That's racing. At the end of the day.
I didn't have the pace of the guys in front of me because I just had to practice a bit. So I didn't work. But Tuesday night I threw the same hat. The second safety car that stumped me gave everyone a chance.
Yes.
So the safety car got me both times this week, so I suppose that's what happens when you roll the dice.
Well, it is, mate, and it's your birthday week, so you're quite welcome to roll the dice, mate. Did you get anything special done?
Oh, not too much, mate. I had Saturday night, a little bit soul crushing because it was only about 15 in the crowd. But there's one of those pubs that,
Maybe we need to try and strike a deal for Cowie to start doing some concerts on the YouTube channel.
We'll work out some deals, mate. Don't worry. We've got some things. We've got the pipe works. You never know. Cowie might fly down to Melbourne.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. All right, mate. Get in there, get some final practice, have some fun, and go and kick some ass, mate.
Yeah, look, times are pretty close, except for Dylan. He's got half a second on the rest of us. But, the top 10, 15, someone puts a blinder in and they'll find themselves up near the front because it's so easy to push them too hard, pick up and off track here. And
Yes,
it's sort of one of those tracks where you use a fair bit of the curves. The cars start to glide around. So that's why I was talking about tyre deck, because to be faster in here, you've got to throw it around. And that is bringing tyre wear really into the equation. So you might see some bolters early on in a race that sort of fall off in the end. Most likely I'll be one of them, but we'll see how we go.
Good luck, mate. Hope it goes well for you. And happy birthday for last week, too.
Have fun.
Cheers, buddy. Hamish. Right, so Dylan, as Cowie touched on, is sitting on a nice little 118.594 in the top spot. we've still got a few. We've got a few of the AMs that are sort of hunting around the top end. Kai Turner and Blake Fitzpatrick got themselves up in 4th and 5th, which is cool. And then Brett Taylor out of the AMs is sitting in 14th. So it's going to be an interesting night tonight, man. There's a lot to go for with the title comes to question for the Pro-Ams and the AMs. And while you're blabbing your gums and having a bit of a say, I'm going to get the ladder out and we can have a look at it.
Very good. Well,
I hope it's today.
I hope it is. One thing I will say as well, I made the kind of assumption based on how we've had it before, and what's looking like for Sunday night is, well, this next round is on a Monday, Sinker, because it's in line with the Scops round, and I know that. Well, I'm pretty confident. Well, not pretty confident. I don't think young Rehanley and RJ can race Monday nights. Which, if he can't, has big implications because he has a rear of grid in his next race. So if he can't race Monday in the sprint round at Road Atlanta and his next race is in fact Belle Isle, which is a normal round.
Why can't he race Mondays?
Because he couldn't race last time he raced on a Monday. And I don't know if he's only able to race one night a week, which is on the Sunday. I don't know.
Yep.
But I'm going off the point of if he can't race Mondays, I'm not saying he can't, but if he can't, that's big implications because it means he must then commit to his rear of grid at Belle Isle in the last round, which is a normal round, 60-minute race. That's going to be tough, even for him, who's got some good pace. Belle Isle's difficult to get around, and if there's carnage in front of him, well, that could be a big danger for him. Could be an early night for him. We'll have to wait and see. Not making any claims that he can't race on Monday, but in the scenario that he can't, it's the same thing for who else had a rear grid? Will Brown as well. Then that's big implications for those guys. Now they're not in a championship fight, but it's big implications of how their race can go leading into next season. But we'll see how that all pans out anyway this week, and if they're able to race or not.
Well, on my little window here, we've got the current standings for the Pro-Ams, and we've got Jamie Davis sitting in including the drop round, which is 1,095 points. Second place is John Gallen on 1,091 points, 4 points of difference with 2 rounds to go. That is just killer. And then you've got Dylan Gray, who's worked his way up to 103, 60 points. Scotty Weston, 95 points behind. Travis Daly's 97. Andrew Cowan, 112. Billy Mole, 120. Pete Pav at 171 behind. And Daniel Clutterbuck, that's their top 10. The boys have had an absolute ripper going through there. And it's definitely time. Anyone in the top 4, 5 could probably still have an effect on the championship, like as far as podiums are concerned and things like that. Let me switch it over to the AMs.
I think at this point, if you're putting it into your browser and just changing browser tabs, that's fine. I think Jamie Davis said, and Jamie Dyke has a rear grid as well. Yeah, we're aware that Dykey has one. He was speaking to us that he is actually likely to race this week, and as he would prefer to take his rear grid in a sprint round because it means he just has to try and get to P10 and then gets the pole position for the feature race. But we'll have to wait. Again, we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out. Where, it's all surmising, it's all coming up with scenarios of what could possibly happen, how could it affect certain drivers. But yeah, as you can see though, Brett Taylor is well in the lead of that championship for the amateurs at the moment. He is currently just under 40 points clear of Blake Fitzpatrick. In fact, it's about 37 points clear of Blake Fitzpatrick. And then there's a bit of a gap back to Andrew Rushworth. It's about 130
I'm not sure how right that is, because it looks a bit off, because I think that the gap is incorrect, mate. So it is actually, I think it's 14 points, the difference. And don't forget about the extra 71 to 76 to points, 771 to 764. So I think the gap is actually incorrect going down from there. So it's not too far off. You've got Van Million sitting on 752. You've got Steve Martin on 764. You've got Andrew Rushworth on 771. So that's not too bad. But the gap between the top two, Fitzpatrick and Taylor, well, actually, that is right. Probably is fine of 146.
Yeah, I would actually say that's actually probably pretty accurate because Taylor and Fitzpatrick have had some very, very positive finishes. And I'd say this gap
very
is actually
high up the grid.
I
That's
would,
the thing.
I
That's
would
the
say,
key.
I
Yeah.
would say this gap has come off the back of Taylor and Fitzpatrick overall podium when Rushworth was at the back of the field. That's
Correct.
where that
Correct.
gap's come
they
from.
They had some really high finishes in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Both of them in the top 10, mixing it up with the Pro-Am. So really good results there. And it's going to be interesting to see. Both very deserved winners up the front there. And I'd say it's going to be between those two for the tops there. And then it's going to be a massive fight of about 4 guys fighting for that for the third place.
Can you think about the possible scenario of 2 Pelicans cars winning a championship each? So John Gallen's in the fight for Pro-Am and Blake Fitzpatrick's in the fight for Amateur, and it would be 2 seasons in a row Pelicans won that Amateur championship. Of course, last season was won by Stephen Martin, who went up to Pro-Am and then got put back down into Amateur about 3 rounds after he got put up. So a struggle for him, it seems. But Blake, he's on for good pace. He's in P5 at the moment on the road course. Kai Turner's out of the championship battle, hasn't competed in enough rounds this season. His next closest rival, Brett Taylor, is back in P14. Van Miller separates him at the moment. He's P12. There's a big gap between them on pace at this stage in time, but pace is not everything around here. It's going to take consistency, it's going to take cleanliness, and also a little bit of luck and tenacity to stay out of the wars and just trying to keep your car clean to the final checkered flag of the night.
100%. Now this track's got a few really good spots where you can actually sit behind the car and take advantage of the drag, but the corners that they lead into, quite dangerous corners. Like the first corner coming through, you can get a lot of drag across here, and then you can get the washout as you turn right. If you're not sitting in the right spot, you'll get the washout. And look at this. Oh, I thought he was going to hammer into him then. You can get caught out in the grass there and wash straight out. This chicane here is a really tough one to get right, and you can get some really good slowdowns across there. This bit here is not too shabby. You take as much of the curb as you want across here. Get across right, so you get left a lot earlier, so you don't end up in the dirt there.
One thing, I've just paused it for a second.
A big slowdown there, but it's dangerous for a rotation and hitting the wall.
I've just paused it for a second because I just want to have a look at this. Drivers are going to have to be careful tonight to not run too wide on this curb, because this is the curb of death at this track. If you run it too wide, it will spit you out into that wall across screen, and it will cause absolute chaos. So drivers need to be careful at that very spot on this track to try not to run it too wide and then get caught up in their own lap, of course. Another section they need to be careful of, off the exit into the FD section. So they come into here, into this little left-right. Got to be careful of the exit of the right-hander, and they don't end up over-looping and end up in the FD section off the right-hand side of track as well.
A few drivers end up in the pit lane.
Yeah, pit lane as well. Yeah, that's another one that drivers need to be careful of too. I think
coming around that top bit, I've actually slid all the way into the pit lane from there, coming through, losing traction across the top of that hill, because you sort of come across a bit blind, but you can put the foot down, sort of aim for the tree line on the right-hand side as you point coming through. But yeah, that bit where you said where the dirt will spit you out, I've seen many cars there, and actually the rear end go flying up and over the top of the actual, like you've been bucked off a horse. Like the rear end just flies up and goes for it.
Well, another point I was going to make, turn 1, it's pretty much a one-line corner. You can attempt to go too wide through there. I've done it before. Many other drivers have done it before. You just can't do it. You have to back out at some point. Either driver has to back out. Normally it's the driver on the outside line, because they're more likely the driver's actually going to run wide and up in the grass. So if you find yourself too wide, it's a big wiggle there from Fitzpatrick as he catches a bit of grass onto the back straight. If you find yourself coming too wide into turn 1 and you're on the outside line, just give it up at that point. Just hand it over. Otherwise, you are going to end up in the grass, or either of you are going to end up in the wall. It's not worth it. Keep battling on for another section of track. Trust me, as a person who's made that mistake. It's a great fast corner when you get the line, but you don't want to push the limits too hard.
No, not at all. So where are we at? Let me just check. Is Mr. McAvoy?
We have, and Mr. Hughes as well.
Yep.
So
yep. So they should be switching it over to qualies real soon, because it's now already 8:15.
Well, we got 5 minutes of practice. We might as well just leave the 5 minutes of practice running. But the driver's going to get a couple more laps under their belt and try and get a little bit more comfortable.
In our YouTube chat, we've got Mr. John Gallen. Let's go Pelican Power. Dylan Gray's happy GPT Power back. but now having computer problems. It's a tough world out there, Mr. Gray. Laura Anderson, good evening, fellas. Good evening to you as well, Laura. Good to have you back on our regular viewers on a Tuesday night. Good luck, SRW. Awesome foursome. Jamie, Josh, Brad, and Mitch. Boys will be going for a flat stick out there tonight. Every dog's going to be a good night for Ride of Racing. Atlanta offers some good passing spots. Yes, it does. Scotty Batty and waving the Brett Taylor flag. Let's go, Brett. And Jamie just reminding us of the Mr. Dykes River Grid, which we saw on the weekend. And what a race that was as well. If you haven't gone back and watched it yet, viewers, that was that had its climaxes in different form. Mr. Rian got a black flag drive.
Well,
through.
don't give it away. If they haven't watched it yet, they need to go check it out. We're giving away the major spoilers of the race there, Sinko.
Well, it's not really a spoiler. The spoiler is the fight back through the pack and the way the boys were fighting all the way through. That second half of that race was just on fire, left, right, and centre. Watch it from the beginning to the end, because even the mid-packs were just sensational battles all the way through. The boys put on a show for me and Hamish and the viewers, and it was a spectacular night.
I must say, I've noticed there's some new colours on the East West Racing cars of Scott Weston and Craig Keeley, you know, the Jim K Logistics cars. They've gone away from their white and then into silver livery to a now blue livery. It looks nice, but I am actually a little bit disappointed because we have got that many blue cars on the grid, Sinker. It's going to be difficult enough for us to figure out who's on track. You know, I almost would have preferred they would have done a full orange livery. That at least would have stood out, you know, like dog schools would have. Oh, they're not on track at the moment. I'll see if they're in the pits. There they are there. They're behind Andrew Rushworth.
Oh, yes, I did notice that. They've gone for that. Yeah. They've gone to like the, what is it? That famous old oil company that...
It's not the Gulf colours directly, but it's very similar.
Close to it. Yeah. Close to it.
Yeah,
That's sort of
a little bit disappointed that they got rid of their other look, because it was actually quite unique. There wasn't really a car out there that was just, you know, flat white with blue and orange, or silver with blue and orange. It was at least, you know, a little bit more dynamic, I guess you could say, on track. But they don't look bad, but I do like them when they are a little bit more unique. Qualifying underway though. Cars are going to have their opportunity to set their laps. They are going to get cut off at the end of the 15 minutes because it is a sprint round here tonight. So once it hits 15, that's it. Your times are done. The closest we've seen someone come is Doug Gowans, who crossed the line as it ticked over to 15 minutes at Mategi in the F3s. And he could not have left it any closer. It was legit 15:01 and his car was across the line. So he was very, very lucky to get his lap in. But the drivers are going to have to really time these to absolute perfection if they don't want to be left in the dust without a lap time on the board.
How does this track rate up there for you, mate?
I think it's not a track that I dislike. It's not a track that I love either, though. I like driving here, but I think it's a bog standard track for me. It's on everything. You get an opportunity to race this across many different titles, whether it's iRacing, Forza, Gran Turismo, Assetto Corsa, whatever it is. This track's on there and it's available to you to drive. It's been around for a long time, obviously. Had many opportunities. It does have one of the biggest endurance races of the year in the Petit Le Mans, which is always fun to watch. But yeah, I think it's... I don't want to say it's boring. I think it's boring when it gets raced a lot.
Mate, that was the biggest, longest sitting on the fence I've heard.
No, well, it's not a track that I dislike. I just don't absolutely love it. I see Road Atlanta on a calendar. I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be cool. I'm not that excited about it, but that'll be cool. I'm more excited to see how the drivers actually go at the track than seeing the actual race itself at this track.
Yeah. You know? I think it's a track where rhythm is important. You've got to get that first exit and the first corner. You've got to get into that top chicane at the top of the hill. Get your line entrance into that right. Then coming out of the bottom S's, and very important to that last right-hander that takes you into the back straight. That's real important. And then again, the getting through that bottom chicane across the finish line to get the right exit out of there. So you've got to get the rhythm going. You fall out of the rhythm in it, and it just eats you up. I've had races here where I've loved it, and I'm like nice and smooth. I'm in the motion, in the mode of going for it, and then next race there, it's like I've never raced there before.
I think this track is almost in the realm of Daytona or Le Mans for me. It's like, yeah, it's nice. I like it, but it's, you know, not very exciting as Gray goes top of the time.
Gray with a 1:19.64. Van der Million, he's got himself a purple in the third sector. Going for it, Matty Parker. He's in a 1:20, so the boys are just starting to settle him in. Let's see how Sean went. He's got himself in the fourth with that.
William Mole, P2, with a 1:20.2. So
he was very unfortunate last week, wasn't he?
He was. He's very, very unfortunate.
We've got Steve Banks. Love the broadcast effort, guys. Let's go Team PR. Fingers crossed for a good night. Yes, definitely.
I was going to mention, where's our fan club, Sinker?
Oh, we get the occasional hello, you know.
Yeah.
Jason Douglas and his dad come in and say hello. Some of the Laura always comes and gives us a pat on the back. There's a few out there, mate. We don't need a lot. We survive off our own voices, don't we?
I mean, I would hope so. Maybe I'm just hopeful we're getting to the point that it's like, oh, I want to tune in because Hamish and Sinker are on the broadcast tonight, or I want to tune in because it's JP and Sinker. I want to tune in because it's Hamish and Cowie, you know, just because they enjoy what we're doing. It comes from the place of wanting to give people a good show and give people enjoy the time. Exactly, yeah, that as well.
We do have a good rapport with our viewers, and I'm sure the same names come in every week to have a chin wag with us and us entertain as much as we entertain them. So it's not a bad thing. It's all good.
Hey,
we don't need it.
Steve,
we don't need the pat on the back.
Stephen, I'm not discrediting that you said that. Don't worry. That's what made me think of it. Where's our fan club? Stephen Banks, #1 member. Just said
that's our fan club. Thanks, Banksy. Look at that. Di Fieldman putting all green sections in. Let's see if she can get herself at the front of them. Brett Taylor, 2 greens and a yellow and an orange. Di going. Di has put in a good solid effort into this series this year. This season, I should say, instead of this year. And first one she's done with us, and good on her. She's finding her feet and going for it. Jason Douglas reckons it'd be slow in the supercar now.
I don't know, maybe not. I have noticed a couple of drivers are getting set times in this session. Robert Crow, Brad Hayes and Trav Daly. Although I believe that Trav Daly actually has a real good penalty for licence points. Troy Dooley as well is yet to set a time in
There's
qualifying.
a few boys sitting on right on the cusp. I know that Jamie Davis is sitting on the cusp of points. He's got to drive clean for the rest of the season to make sure he's got himself a good title defence. There is some updates to the rules that are going to come up, and we'll see. We'll talk about them once we finalise and everything like that. So,
how would you feel if you're Jamie and you get yourself, say he has a poor race tonight for whatever reason, he gets involved in an incident, gets his licence point. 451. That is Sean Vandermeulen for a Peating car 686.
Yep.
That is Blake Fitzpatrick. That'll be why Blake had the 133. What does it say was, imagine you're in Jamie's position, right? You're 1 licence point away from a round ban. If he has a poor race tonight, whatever reason, gets involved in an incident, gets his 1 licence point, that's his championship done. He can't defend his title next week. He can't defend his first place. You know,
it's not the final point that kills you; it's your first 4.
That's true.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Look, here's my team. You know, the people. I did hear someone say, "Oh, favouritism." Well, I can show you not, because my team has had more penalties than most teams. Dean's missed a round for too many penalty points. Mitch.
No, he hasn't. He went on an R&D mission.
Yeah, Mitch Noble has missed 2 rounds due to points, and Jamie Davis is on the cusp, so he's got to drive really smart, really clean for this title. It's going to be super hard for him because of the way he has to drive. He's got to be very careful he doesn't get the penalty point, because, like you said, it could ruin his title attack.
Well, he has to try and have as clean of a race as possible tonight. I think now it has to come down to, you go for whatever's going to get you points and whatever's not going to get you license points. So if it means he has to concede a position instead of pushing too hard to gain a position on track, that may pay him more dividends than actually trying to make his way through the road. Because at the end of the day, if he's P5 and John Gallen's P1, who's his closest rival, he's only given up 10 points. You know, he's not given up the world for that, and he can get away with that at this point. He has that big of a gap, so it wouldn't be the end of the world for him at that point.
And the myth of the SRW trophies has finally been busted, because a lot of people have been receiving them, and I've checked all the delivery doctor stuff. There's a few still on track to be delivered because they're where they live. But yeah, I've heard from a lot of drivers they've received them, and a lot of people thankful and happy with them, which is awesome.
I saw Scott Campbell got his, for which was I think it was season 3 last year, something like that.
Yep. I'm still waiting. The only one I'm really waiting to hear from is there's only one person that I'm really waiting to hear from.
Is Mr. Coleman, and if he got his flask.
And the Muggle received it on Friday. Didn't even say anything on Sunday.
Maybe he didn't realise.
Maybe
the missus maybe the missus found it and she's like, I better not tell him.
Should we sit there having a brekkie with it and we'll go, what the heck?
Why is there milk in this flask?
I'll tell you what, no one's getting close to Dylan at the moment. He's just under 2 tenths apart. But then you got Troy Dooley and John Gallen. They're literally 5/100ths apart. So great. Oh no, even closer. Steve Martin is 3/1000ths below Gallen. This is really close. The top 5 are only.
Well, they're gapped by less than half a second. They're gapped by 0.3. In fact, Blake Fitzpatrick's just gone P2, 500ths of a second slower than Dylan Gray. The top, if we look at this here, the top 6 cars separated by less than half a second at the moment. It is Dylan Gray, Jace. That is Dylan Gray's car. For DK Motorsports, which stands for Dylan Caleb Motorsports, because him and Caleb Ballack are now teammates. So that's the reasoning behind their team name, no longer part of SLM. In fact, they've got new, I've heard rumours of a new carbon fibre livery to gain speed on the car sinker for those boys. So we'll see how that pays out.
Look at that.
I know. He said it to me, and I just sent him a laughing emoji. I'm like, save pace. What are you on about? It's sim.
Yep. I reckon if you want to really go fast in this series, you've got to have a red car.
How many red cars are out there, actually? Can you figure that out? There's one with red on it. There's one. Do you count
there's
your...
not really that many. We did a few red cars earlier at FRW.
Yeah. Do you count your cars as red, even though their main colours are not red?
No, not now. But we used to have a dominant red car colour, like my 86 car.
Ah, yes.
It was like that. It was a dominant red. We're probably the only ones who used to have dominant red.
Will we claim that Clutter's car is red, or is that black with red?
I'd say more purple.
Yeah. I think the only red cars out there are the Nova cars, which are black, but their big bold colour is red on it. You know, the Infinity cars, which are white and black with red highlights on them.
It's just popped up into second with a 1:19.699.
Mate, have you checked your watch? I mentioned that about 30 odd seconds ago.
Did you? Oh, sorry, mate. I must have the blinkers on or something.
You must. But yeah, Kai Turner's car's a bit of red on it too. But
yeah. Who else is doing something spectacular on track at the moment? They're all in yellows at the moment. We've got 4 minutes left, so you'd want to be on your out lap, get your tyres warm and hit it hard for the next one now, and a lot of them are on the out. Now the top 3 are on the out lap. 4.
They're all kind of... Where's Cowie? Cowie at the moment is P8 on the road.
8th place, yeah.
And chugging along quite nicely, 5th in class. So we'll see if he...
Bit of a mix up there, man.
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick, Martin, Kai Turner, all in the top 10 at the moment. So we've got like a mixture tonight, which we haven't seen for a while, eh?
Who is your podium for tonight, thinking for both classes? We know we like to do a bit of a bit of a prediction
And I had
battle.
it right on Sunday night too for the.
Well, you had the right people, wrong order, but
Yeah, the right people. Yeah.
Well, we'll give you 3/4 of a point for it.
I think tonight will be Dylan Gray's night. He's had a bit of bad luck of late with internet and things going wrong for him. I think tonight might be his night to stay clean and keep it front step. Basing on the current quality times, it looks like Blake Fitzpatrick has really settled in to this track and feeling very comfortable. Not really, he's up there high, but I know the difference between some of these guys with the race pace and quality pace is a big difference, but yeah, I'm going to be tipping for those two as my winners tonight from each class, with high finishes of Jamie Davis and John Gallen in there, and I'm tipping that in the M's, Fitzpatrick up there. I think Brett will be. I don't know. I reckon tonight my gut tells me he's just going to miss out on the podium tonight, but he's going to have a strong race. I reckon it's going to be let's see, Martin, Blake, two PR boys, and my last one's going to be down there. I think that Brett's just going to finish in 4th tonight.
Okay, well, I think that the top 3 of the race is going to be, in no particular order, Troy Dooley, Blake Fitzpatrick, and Billy Mole. And I think the amateur podium is going to be obviously Blake. I think if Kai Turner can keep his car on its wheels instead of on its roof, then Kai Turner. And I think I could see an Andrew Rushworth sneaking into P3 on the podium. I would not be surprised if Brett gets there, though, but I think Andrew could be an outside shout. Outside shout for a top 10, I'm going to say Scotty Weston. I think he's had a very consistent
my other one
season.
is that I think he's going to be very strong tonight is Parker. Parker's strong always.
Yeah, I agree.
He's just got to keep a cool head.
I agree.
Got to keep a cool head. All right, man. Qualies are over. This is the times we've got. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not too far from starting the race.
Just to confirm, Jace, Supercars is going away from the, in quotes, class classification. Sundays are going to be open. So anyone and everyone can come and race on Sunday as long as they're a paying member. Tuesday is going to be separated into what would be split 2 and split 1, which should be based on probably people's iRating is what split you'd end up in.
Yeah, on how we see you in our system at the moment.
Yeah. All right.
Race director's having his gab.
Well, that means we can bring up our starting grid for tonight's race. Starting pole position will be Dylan Gray for DK Motorsport ahead of Blake Fitzpatrick of Pacific Esports Racing. Both classes P1s start on the front row of the grid alongside each other. Troy Dooley and John Gallen start in behind with Stephen Martin and JB Davis making up the third row of the grid ahead of Matty Parker and Kai Turner. Andrew Cowan and Billy Mole then make up the top 10 with Peter Pavlovic and Brett Taylor lining up in behind and just missing out on the top 10. Sean Vandermillen and Craig Healy then start alongside each other ahead of Daniel Clutterbuck and Robert Crow, with Scott Weston and Andrew Rushworth making up the 9th row of the grid. Mitch Noble and Marty Hughes then make up the top 20 ahead of Josh King and Brad Anderson, with Di Feldman and Travis Daly making up the first 12 rows. It's then Brad Hayes at the back of the field with Adam Hughes and Tyson McAvoy, our race controllers here tonight.
Have a look at the grid starting all the way around the corner there and starting to go back up the hill. Oh my goodness. Oh dear me. It is a great grid out there, mate. 25 cars out on track, which is going to be a spectacular race tonight.
You would hate to be a car that bogs it down on this start. On the lane that on the lane where Gray and Dooley are in. If you're right there around the corner on this side, so if you're in Stephen Martin's position, you would hate to bog the start because cars are going to be coming around and they're not going to know you're there, and I think all hell could break loose if that happens.
Yeah. And when you're on that corner there as well, where the boys are, that's a real tricky start because your car's not facing straight. Your automatic reaction is to start turning the wheel, and these cars, we know what they're like. As soon as you start accelerating and turning the wheel, they don't like it sometimes. So watch that background there. I'm actually going to put my car out into that grid, which is going to be Billy Mole. So I'll have Billy Mole on screen. to watch the back of that end. So if you want to...
Just make sure you change your screen from the ladder to iRacing again.
I haven't. I changed it. Didn't it go?
No, you haven't changed it back yet. Zoe Cooper in the chat giving the love to Sean Vandermillen in the 451 machine. Sean qualified P13 on the road here tonight. He's back in P5 in class. Waiting for... Actually, let me check. We're waiting just for Sean to get back on the grid. No, you've just closed the stream. You got to start it again. So we're just waiting for Sean to join the grid so we can get racing here tonight. And the lights will go up once he does.
I've got Billy Mole on my target. He's sitting in 10th place. Just on that corner there. It's going to be a good one.
Lights are up, revs are rising. Let's go racing at Road Atlanta with Gray and Fitzpatrick on the front row. And here we go off the start. No one's bogged the start, which was good to see as they come down towards turn 1. They look pretty good at the moment, Sinker. As they come on through, Grain runs the wide line. Dooley looks to poke the nose as they come on through.
Wide there.
Oh, testing the limits.
PSR boys. Jamie Davis was getting mugged by the PSR boys. I see Kai Turner getting pushed real close. Cowie over the curbs. Another PSR over the curbs with Taylor behind him as well. Let's see if Cowie can tuck back in and get himself into a clean spot. Nova boys in front of Cowie. Nice and clean. Everyone has just gone into that snake so efficiently, like we've trained them to do, mate.
Yeah, they've done so well off the back of that one as they come down towards the double right-hander at the end of the road. Pork chop over the curves they come. Oh, there. Oh, well.
Oh, it's been a rear contact. Turner nearly lost it there. He had a little bit of grass on the left-hand wheel down.
Down the back straight they come. Such a fast-paced run. Come down the hill into the braking zone into the Formula B section. You've got to be careful down here.
Tell you what, the Nova boys are getting risky down the back end of the section. They were going too wide now. PSR and Nova boys too wide with Cowie getting caught in the middle of it.
Oh, that battle is starting to heat up between these boys right now. They're not giving anything up as they come across the line to start lap number 2. Oh, there's a car already off. That's Stephen Martin who's off the road. And he's dropped back down outside the 10. Biggest gainers so far of this race. It's a big contact and he's off the road. Andrew Rushworth's off as well. Big contact down at 1.
Looks like 3 cars tagged each other in that corner and it was just inevitable for them to start spinning. Dylan Gray's got himself to a nice start. He's nearly a second down already.
He's done so well here off the start line as we have both him and the battle with Billy Mole in the background on both screens now. So Gray just trying to build up this lead a little bit, but Dooley's not going to let him get too far away. Gallen's already jumped up. Fitzpatrick's down 2. Biggest gainer of the race so far. Travis Daly's up 7 spots off the back of the grid. Other gainers in Brad Hayes and Mitch Noble are up 4 as well. Crow's up 3. Healy's up 3, as well as Feldman, who's up 3 as well.
Yeah, they've done really well. Brett Taylor, we haven't discounted him, and he's maintained position, so he's actually had a few of his competitors a bit lower on him, so he's in 3rd place now, which is where he wants to be.
Come on through the final corner to start. Lap number 3 here tonight. Dylan Gray leads the way. Troy Dooley, John Gallen, Blake Fitzpatrick, Jamie Davis, that's the top 5. Matty Parker, Kai Turner, Billy Mole, Andrew Cowan, Peter Pavlovic can make up the top 10 at the moment.
Looks like that incident at the top of the hill, Steve Martin's called that in. That was like three cars tagging each other, wasn't it? One car tagged the guy in front, then the one car that braked to tag that one, tagged behind the other car. So a bit of a Costa-Turner effect with him. We'll see how that actually comes out. Cowie's just doing a bit of rear-end skating there on the back of, that's Billy Mole. He's chasing down.
Yes, it is, Billy Mole.
Yeah. So they're having a lot of fun back there.
As Cowie hasn't lost a position on the road in this race, but he's lost a position in his class. So he's gained a spot from the driver dropping back, but he's lost his position in class to Billy Mole, who's now passed him up in the P8 on the road. Sitting Troy Dooley as well, P2 at the moment.
Dylan Gray is on fire. He's sitting there with 1:19.745 as his best lap in the last lap. He's 5/10 faster than anyone else on track at the moment, and on fire.
Oh, Mitch Noble, way too deep on the brakes at the bottom of the hill.
He over-committed to that corner.
I was a little bit worried because he was trying to get the overtake done on Robbie. And Robbie's a seasoned Supercars racer, especially at this track. He's actually won a race at this circuit before in the vet.
Clutter's going inside.
As Clutters comes up, now Robbie brakes at this regular point. Noble's brake lights are not even on. I'm thinking, oh no, he's going to overcook this as he comes down the hill, because carrying that much pace, you brake a lot earlier than you think you need to because of the downhill. And that's what caught him out. There's a big wiggle from Crow's car as Clutters wants to get the move done. Drive through penalty for car 40. Contact lap 2, turn 1. That's going to Andrew Rushworth. So that's when you throw one of my predictions out of the wayside, as I don't know if Rushworth can come back from that now.
Is Andrew going to call for the contact that he had? I didn't hear him call one, so be interested to see if he's going to call for incident as well, because I believe he got tagged as well just after that incident. So be interested to see what happens.
Noble's already got a couple of spots. Clutters trying to put the pressure here on the Simrig's entry of Robert Crowe as they come down the back straight now, side by side. It's a drag race down towards the Formula D section at the end of the circuit. Into the braking zone they're going to come now. Neither of them are going to give it up. Clutters brakes a little bit later than Crowe. Has to give up the position. Clutters goes on through. They keep going. Nice clean racing at the moment as Daly gets a 9th position gain in this race and now tucks in behind in P15.
Just switch down to the bottom there because the boys are really hard. Gallen's got pressure from Blake Fitzpatrick, his own teammate, with 3/10 just hovering behind him. So I'm not sure how they, if the gloves are off and they're racing, then Jamie's taking advantage of how close they are as well, being right up the back of them. I do like the PR liveries.
I'm just going to have to stop sharing my screen for a minute. It's starting to blink a little bit here. We'll see if that settles itself down, and then we'll be able to bring it up a bit after a bit. But I'll get yours back up again. We have both battles rocking on. These are battles up the back of the field. A bit further up though, you've got it John Gallen and Blake Fitzpatrick. They've got Davis all over the back of them. Turner's then in a tight battle with Mole not too far behind them, and Cowie and Pavlovic starting to battle it out as well.
Really tight one I'm going to show you here. And I tell you what, they're doing a great job. They're very, very back, but they're having an absolute great. Find the names.
Brad Hayes, Josh King, and Guy Feldman, because that's an intense battle at the moment.
That's the one I'm trying to find, mate.
Oh, but you know what? I'll bring it up for you, Sinker, because they are having an absolute barn burner of a battle.
They are. They're going for it like crazy down there. We're talking like a couple of tenths. Really, really close. Now Jai's on the back of Marty Hughes. So now we've got Mitch Noble getting pressure from Marty Hughes, Guy Feldman, Brad Hayes, Josh King. Oh, we've had a bit of a switch around there. Oh, what's Matty parking?
I don't know. He's in the lane, so I'm not 100% sure why. Although he's not moving, I think he may have disconnected Sinker.
Oh, what's going on there?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he may have disconnected. Are you able to check your logs? If you take it off double, if you check the log in the session. No, not a penalty, but if he's may have disconnected from the server by accident. Like if he's dropped due to packet loss or something.
No, he hasn't. I can't see his name.
He's in the pits. He's in the pits, so he's taken a stop. But whether it's a penalty or not, I'm not sure. As Feldman and Hayes continue their battle.
Yeah.
Oh, Marty Hughes is blinking in and out. Absolutely, just absolutely atrocious rate at the moment. It's like someone's turning his motor on.
There's a few people flickering at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on there because I reckon Di just called something in.
See, Brad Hayes is also calling something in.
She's on the back of Josh at the moment, Di, putting a lot of pressure. There we go.
King gets it done down the straight. Oh, but he's run it wide into the grass. He's going to have to give up both positions as Hayes also comes on through. Di's trying to redress. She reckons she's had contact. I don't think they did. That was a weird one for sure, but Hayes comes through.
The way that car came between them then. Look, fair racing. If they think they feel they've had contact, that's good. They'll see it before we do. But that's very respectful driving. I'll tell you what, though, the battle on my screen at the moment is really hot for trot. Davis has made it past the PER boys, or not past, in the middle of it. He's in the sandwich now. He's in the Golan. He's got in the Gallon Fitzpatrick Whopper at the moment. Brought to you by what's that holiday place they go to?
Oh, Lake Edge Holiday Homes.
Yeah, they're in the Whopper, brought to you by Lake Edge Holidays. Look how close that is around that corner. I'm not sure if you've got all of it.
I have. It's a tight battle. It's a tight battle. Another one we got is Daly, Clutterbuck, Crow, and Western not giving anything up at the moment. The problem is they've got Craig Hill, who's 4.3 seconds up the road. He currently sits pole position for the next race. These guys need to get a wiggle on. They're halfway through. If they keep battling like this, they're going to give up the possibility of a pole position.
Yeah, well, 100%. As we're used to, and we expect every Tuesday night, the fighting in the front, back, and everywhere is so close and so condensed. So, Matty Parker is he back on track? He is, yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's back on track.
What happened there? Maybe he had some
know.
hardware problem.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Quite possibly, as Weston is trying to wrestle his way around Robert Crow at the moment in the West Racing machine. Robert in the Infinity Motorsport car. So these guys used to having battles in split tour vets. They're now bringing the battle to Tuesday Night Supercars series here on SRW TV. They've got the regulars in Clutterbuck and Daly ahead of them. See how this battle continues on as Weston tries to get the run down the straight. Crow covers the inside line for the next corner. As Weston looks to get this done, it's a drag race. The other battle's intensifying too as they come through the FD section. They've had contact on the other screen. Fitzpatrick's gone. Where's Davis? There he is there, and we'll have a better look at it. I'll get the replay up. We'll have to check it out. Can't really say anything just yet. Davis is pushing hard. He then has a bit of a wiggle. Unfortunately, it's up to race shop. That looks like that might be Jamie's fault. Unfortunately for him, and that means that if they deem that his fault, then the scenario that we spoke about, Sinker, where he gets a round ban in the final round, could become a possibility.
Yeah.
Could not have come as a worse time for him.
Yep. I'll tell you what though, Dylan Gray is just gapping it like crazy, man. He is 5.58 seconds clear, and then you've got John Gallant chasing him, which is 5 seconds clear of that, of Troy Dooley. So let me catch my tongue for a second. Gray, Dooley, and Gallant top three, all 5 seconds apart. Gallant has dropped down. Kai Turner has taken him on the inside of that pass. Followed by Andrew Cowan now. He's put the pressure on Cowan. He's got Billy Mole and Jamie Davis on his heels too.
They've got Matty Parker involved in this, who's a lap down. That's why I was confused for a second why there was 3 cars in this and Cowie wasn't one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why. So it's Matty Parker who's on the back of John Gallant's car at the moment. These battles between Turner and Mr. Gallant. Further back is the battle between Mole, Davis. They've got Cowie just ahead of them at this moment in time, but we're waiting to see what race control say about the incident we just had before between Davis and Fitzpatrick. We'll see what they deem.
Switch line 1 to Travis Daly, because he's had an absolute awesome fight down the back there with Blake Fitzpatrick and Daniel Clutterbuck. And your teammate Robbie Crow.
Yeah, he's a bit further back than a second back off that battle, but he's coming up to the same as Scotty Weston, so he's intensifying at the moment. That's the battle for P10 since Fitzpatrick's actually, since he went off the road.
Pole position.
Yeah.
We've got 6.5 minutes to go.
Brad Anderson's just got over the radio. He's had an off-track single. What's happened to him?
Not sure, he's called something in. Brett Taylor's gone back down. What's happened there? We missed something.
Oh, that was a big spin with Martin and Anderson. That's why he's off the road. Is he still? I think he might still be parked there. Oh no, he's come back on track now. He's attempting to get back on track, but failing at the can't turn the car around apparently. That's all right. He's coming back now as Troy Dooley comes on past him here in P2 on the road. Oh, that car's hurt. That car's got big damage on Brad Anderson. You could see I think the rear wheel was hanging out.
Yeah.
He would be
the
speeding,
incident.
Laura.
I've got no idea what happened.
Okay, he got spun round by Steve Martin. Through there. Oh my God. The damage on that rear wheel. We finally got a showing of an NDM, and unfortunately it's off the back of Brad Anderson's car. That thing is cooked. That's unfortunate for
David
Brad.
Davis has got himself a drive-through for that contact he had earlier with, who was it, with Brett Taylor?
Yeah, Blake Fitzpatrick.
Yep. Well, with Blake Fitzpatrick, so he's got himself a drive-through for that. And he'll be soon, probably.
Well, that means that... Did we get a license point for that Cinco?
I'm not sure in the Matrix, mate.
Wait and see. Not gonna make any claims if we don't 100% know, obviously.
Yeah, not 100%. That's one thing I haven't. I don't have that in front of me as far as what the Matrix are.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
But I tell you what, I do the livery change to that blue. Yeah, I don't like it. I like the chrome better.
I mean, my preference was just the flat white. The super bright really stood out. Yeah, I think it's too much blue on the EWR car. As Fitzpatrick, for whatever reason, letting Robert Crow pass, must have had a slowdown through the S's. Unfortunately,
at the moment we've got a reverse top 10 for the second part of the feature, whatever you want to call it tonight. It looks like Travis Daly has got himself in a very good position. He's got 2 seconds behind him and a second in front of him, so he's in a comfortable spot with only 5.5 minutes left.
About 4.5 minutes actually. It's even less. So
yeah,
and he's up 14 spots, so he's had a great drive tonight to make up so many positions.
Done exceptionally well. You know, he's been a very quiet, silent assassin tonight. Peter Pad.
Oh, he has. He's been kind of in his own little world tonight, just cutting laps.
Yeah, he's done really well. He's gone up there very quietly and doing it.
He's getting the job done when he needs to, for sure. JC did it 1:22.11. That's not so far for pace, Jace. That's roughly on pace with, I think Di Feldman and Brad Hayes did roughly that time in qualifying, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. They've done a 21 in the race, but they're averaging 22s, so not so far off.
Yeah, you get 22s in. Peter Pav's done a 22 last lap.
Yeah, and these guys will have a proper setup as well. Now, if you've done that on baseline, that's a pretty respectable effort, especially around this track. Can't expect to be right on the pace straight up.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of time to get back up there, as Cowie's now lost his spot to Jamie Davis. Jamie hasn't committed to his drive-through yet, with 2.5 minutes to go. So he needs to probably do it this lap because he can't do it on the last lap. Oh, as Cowie's just lost it! Oh, lucky to save it. In fact, he's lucky that Davis hadn't committed it yet because he worked as a bit of a barrier then for Cowie's compression lock as Davis brings it in. He did. So he kind of played a well part in that, but unfortunately Mole's never able to get past Cowie as they continue their battle on as Davis comes in.
That Cowie just missing his brake marker?
No, I think he just came down the gear stack a little bit too quickly. As Davis is still in the lane, Clutterbuck's come past. Weston's only 1 spot away from that top 10. Remember I said he could be one of the cheeky surprise top 10s in this race here tonight. Well, Clutters is now
P1. He's putting pressure on there. Clutters has got himself in that spot now. He's got that 10th, that pole position coming through now, as we can see him. Getting chased down by Mr. Weston.
I just had to reconnect my microphone. For some reason, I decided to have a little bit of a hissy fit, but we're good to go now. Yeah, Weston putting great pressure on here. Kept it nice and clean. We've got kind of both angles of it. We've got an angle on Clutter's car, angle on Weston's car. While she got it on that battle, I'll head up to the battle between Cowie and Billy Mole, which is heating up. Roughly 60 seconds to go in this race. Dylan Gray's going to start another lap here, and it will be the white flag lap of this race once he crosses the line. Cowie's doing so well to cover that inside line from Mole, making it so difficult for him to get past as he goes for the over-under. Mole gets a little bit too overzealous on the power pedal, lights it up on the rears, but keeps on pushing on forward. And this battle now continues on as they try and chase down John Gallen. White flag that lap though of this race. As we look on with Dylan Gray likely to take out the win in this one, as he's looking pretty insurmountable with a gap of 9.7 seconds back to Troy Dooley in P2, and then a further 5 seconds back to Kai Turner in P3. You know what's sad, Sinko?
What's that, mate?
Instead of Andrew Lushworth, I was going to say Mitch Noble on the amateur podium. And I went for Andrew over Mitch.
Brett Taylor has had a rough one tonight. He's down to 20th.
So Sean Vandermeer and those guys have unfortunately been caught up in that, as Dylan's going to come round the final couple of corners now, and he's going to take another win and a good chunk of points here tonight. This is now what he needs to do, is just try and maximise these points in towards the final round. Big slide around the final corner for Dylan Gray as he takes the victory in the sprint race for Road Atlanta. Through comes Troy Dooley across the final corner. Takes out the P2 as Kai Turner takes P3 and the win for the amateurs in the first heat.
Got a fight for that top 10 position there with Clutters going on. And coming through his gap here with that last corner as they're coming through. They were very, very close. Well done to those boys. Ooh, nice top 10 there. Clutters, Daly, Healy, Mole, Pavlovic, Cowan, Gallen, Turner, Dooley, Gray in that order. That'll be very interesting.
This is going to be a tough night for Jamie Davis. Comes home P15. That's where he'll start the next race. Oh, this is going to be tough trying to battle for this championship now for Jamie Davis. I mean, if this is a drop round, then fair play. I don't. This wouldn't be his worst round so far. So this wouldn't be his drop round. So he just kind of needs to try and maximise on points now in the second race. Has got longer to get home though, 40 minutes of course, plenty of time to make up spots. So he's trying to do as clean as possible in the next one.
100%. This whole series is all about keeping it clean and keeping it on the tarmac and out of trouble.
What to try and do as the cars come down the straight. I believe Dylan Gray is attempting to do a burnout, but waiting for the cars to come past him at the moment.
So they're all making their way back to the pits at the moment.
I don't think Dylan. No, he's letting the cars go. But I was going to say I don't think Dylan knows how to do a burnout, but I think he's actually just trying to be nice. 104 is Brad Anderson. 16 is Stephen Martin.
Yeah. So they're gonna delay the start slightly of the second heat because they've got 2 incidents they want to view and have a look at.
So why have we got a consolation race instead of a feature race? Interesting. But our results for the last one were as follows, provisional as they are. Dylan Gray finishes P1 ahead of Troy Dooley and Kai Turner in the top 3, ahead of John Gallen, Andrew Cowan, Peter Pavlovic, Billy Mole, Craig Healy, Trav Daly, and Daniel Clutterbuck makes up the top 10. Oh.
Okay, so the server has been set up as a super sprint.
Oh, so it's been set up wrong.
Yes, set up wrong. So it's set up as a super sprint. So they've got 3 20s to deal with. So they'll have a reverse top 10, then a reverse top 5.
Oh, well, that makes it interesting. Changes it up a little bit.
Tyson's just said to the boys, if you're happy to continue, we'll continue. Otherwise, we'll put a new session up.
Oh, well, we'll continue. Yep. We'll continue with the results nonetheless. That top 10 will get reversed. Weston, Fitzpatrick, Crow, Noble, Davies, Davis, Hughes, King, Hayes, Vandermill make up the 19. So then move back
Wow.
to Taylor.
Well, this is
Rushworth,
going to make it
Feldman,
interesting,
Parker.
isn't it?
I'm still running through the results, Sinker. You just talk right over me for a second. Taylor Rushworth, Feldman.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Hamish. I'm talking over you now because I'm listening to what's going on. 451 has got Sean Vandermeer has got a pit lane start for the incident at near the end there. I'm not sure who it was with, but he will be starting from the pit. And oh mate, this is going to be another 20 minutes, another 20 on top. This is a bit more hotter under the collar than we thought it was going to be tonight.
Well, it makes it a little bit more interesting for sure. I mean, doesn't give us any more opportunities for points. Same amount of points. It just means the first race was worth... Well, the first race is still worth the same, but second and third is now worth a bit less. So this could actually be quite effective on the championship.
Yeah, it could be very interesting. Oh my God, my camera on. Oh my God, my camera on. I'm losing it up here. I've got my camera on Dylan Gray, if the system will handle it. So he got that coming through. He's going to be working his way through the back. His pace that he's shown tonight has been about 5 tenths to 4 tenths faster than everyone lap after lap after lap.
Well, lights are going to go up for race number 2 of 3 here tonight. Clutterbuck and Daly on the front row ahead of Healy, Mole and Pavlovic as they get going off the line. Gray had a big box start though at the back of the top 10. Everyone spans out wide. A couple of them went on the grass, including Mitch Noble, as they come down to turn 1 for the first time. Gray has lost a heap of spots off the start as Cowie runs it wide.
He's kept it clean. He nearly lost it though. Mitch Noble and Dylan Gray side by side going for the... Oh, no,
there's a...
Looks like Daly's gone
Oh,
round.
Davis has also gone as well. Clutters is off the track. It's a big blow up.
Oh, no. You can see how that comes out and they come through there. One has got themselves basically back into a snake straight away. Who's called that in? Not sure what's going on.
Oh, Brad Hayes had a big wiggle there. So I believe Davis might be still going at the moment. Parker's swapping and changing positions. They are fired up at the moment out at Road Atlanta. They're not giving anything up onto the back straight. Daly leads the way. We'll get the replays happening as of the next lap. But it's been a fast and furious start.
Dylan's making his way slowly through there. He's got himself up just past Fitzpatrick just now, coming down the hill.
There is Dylan at the moment. Travis Daly leads the way at this point in time. The replays happening as we bring up the other screen. So you can check out some live viewing of how Dylan Gray's doing at the moment. This was where it all sort of started to pan out early on. So Daniel Clutterbuck had an early off track here up the hill. He was leading, crossed the curb, got all checked up, then ended up off on the grass. Fitzpatrick also had a moment too.
Safety car is out.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh yes, I see Dooley was spun round ahead of Fitzpatrick. He had to then cross the grass. And then there was Cowie coming back on track. The big one I want to check out is Davis. Oh, you see how he dived up the inside of Troy. And that's what's caused the big Constantina. See there, he's dived up the inside. Troy doesn't know he's there, and it's just been big contact.
Bit of patience there by Jamie. So there is a car 26 has had their black flag cleared. I don't know what that was about.
It's the same incident. I'm trying to find where the car might be stopped on track.
He's already off. He's not. It was Clutterbuck, but he's towed now. So they're back. He's back in the pits. So we've got we had 3 in the pit at one point. We had Davis, Dooley, and Clutterbuck in the pits. But we've got Travis Daly, the lead in the field as we see it now, followed by Billy Mole, Craig Healy, Peter Pavlovich, who's had a really good night, John Gallen, Kai Turner, Dylan Gray, Blake Fitzpatrick, Andrew Cowan, Mitch Noble. Brett Taylor's had a night to forget, I think.
Yeah, he's just been struggling at the moment.
Yeah. Remember in the beginning of the session, I said I didn't feel like I was going to be his night tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe I might have.
Yeah, I think you might have. You might have put the spell on him a little bit. I was quite impressed. A couple of drivers had some good starts for getting caught up in the trash, or not trash, but in the problems early on, as Robert Crows had to come in. He was one of the drivers, as you mentioned. He made up spots early, so did Scott Weston. Davis was a man on a mission. He'd gone up quite a few positions before getting involved in the contact. Currently, though, Matty Parker and Stephen Martin, they've had the most to gain. They've been up 12 and 13 positions respectively.
Yep. There's still a few incidents they're reviewing from the first few corners. They're looking at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see how that all pans out.
Why did Clutters just have a crash? I think he might have just pulled it up.
Don't know.
Weird.
He's still in the pits. Maybe he's had enough.
I don't know. It says that he's crashed. So.
He did crash because he called it.
No, I know what it was. He would have. It said he crashed. He would have pulled up at the end of the pit lane, because the pit lane was probably closed. So he pulled up to let
the
the
pit
field
lane
pass.
was closed. That's correct.
Yeah. So he's pulled up to let the field pass and then get onto the back of the track. That's what it was.
Yep. Jason Douglas goes, the damage on the supercar is like real now. Thank God for that.
Well, the damage on Brad Anderson's car last race was ridiculous. Like that.
Yeah.
That broken wheel was. I've been waiting for this for so long. Obviously, it's poor for the drivers when they get involved, but as a broadcaster, I love it. It's fantastic. We get so much more to talk about now.
Right, safety car's coming in. The leader will have control.
I just realised I didn't even have the safety car graphic up. That's all right. It's okay. We might get another one. Who knows?
Yeah. So the Travis Daly has got the lead at the moment. He's looking after the boys as we speak. Dylan Gray, who's our first heat winner, is sitting in
P7 at the moment. P6 in class.
Yep.
Brad, that's what I'm saying, Laura. Brad didn't think it was good. I mean, I'm sure he was absolutely horrified that had happened, but it looks cool. I'll say that.
It did look cool.
Oh, he's gone early, has Daly, just quickly here. So the restart has occurred. He's gone at the end of the bridge as they come onto the main straight now.
Yep. And you can't overtake too past the control line. So anyone out there, the control line is just after the corner, so it's fairly close back there. But they're all snaked out straight away. It's looking nice and clean, no incidents. Gray's got some pace on. He's already on the back of Turner, yeah.
This is the battle we've been waiting to see. Turner's got pace, we know. We know that Gray's got pace as well. And they really haven't had an opportunity to be side by side on track in a little while. So it's good to see. We're going to be able to see a bit of a battle between them, see if they work together to make their way through the field.
That was very quick, mate.
I know. I'm a quick talker. I was always told I should be a car salesman. As Brad Anderson's had a moment in the background and ended up off the track and at the back of the field, and it's down at the entry into the middle sector of this circuit once again, although this time he's ended up on the right-hand side of screen, left-hand side of track. The Daly still leads to Billy Mole. Did I not say that Billy Mole would be on the podium tonight, Sinker? Look at me go.
Yes, you did, mate. Yes, you did. He was, Dylan's making a dive on the inside. Oh, is he going to make it in on Turner?
Oh,
he just has.
Turner's not giving it up, though. Big wiggle.
That was so close. He did well, though. He's got the traction back, tyres are settled, and he's on his way through. But he's been very aggressive with that rear end, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's not giving anything up. I guess he can go hell for leather on these tyres now that it's a 20-minute race. He doesn't really have to conserve them too much as he looks to push on. So he's P6 at the moment. Got Clyde Turner in behind him now. Looks to chase down John Gallen and Peter Pavovic. As Vandermeulen's had an off-track in the background, so has Brad Hayes. As they try to get themselves sorted once again. Look at that battle pack at the back of the field. Jeez, they are going hell for leather at the moment.
Close. There's 3 tenths from Troy Dooley backwards. There's 3 tenths all the way through.
They are not giving up anything at this point in time.
David Davis has got himself a drive-through, for instance, on Troy Dooley.
It's just a night to forget there for Jamie Davis. As we Martin looks to follow up Parker and Noble in this battle. Parker going for his 13th overtake, or 13th position gain of this race.
Dylan on the inside.
Oh, I think that might have been...
Hold it. Oh, he's nudged him.
Oh,
He's missed his
there's been
brake marker.
contact!
Oh, no. He's slowed down to readdress it, but he's slowed everyone down. No, but that car has readdressed that car. Lose that spot.
I think Pavlovic was maybe trying to redress it at that point.
Yeah.
He's now under assault from Matty Parker.
The PR boys have had a rough night.
They have. They're getting absolutely mozzed by half the field at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been contact with Gallen and Turner as well.
Oh, no.
And I believe Gallen's in the wall. No, he's kept going. He's on the escape road. Oh, we mentioned their name too many times as Pavlovic's had a spin as well, right ahead of Mitch Noble. It is absolutely going off here in the second sprint of the night. They're ended up at the back of the field. Daly, though, continues to lead to Billy Mole and Craig Healy. Dylan Gray up into P4, Cowie in P5. You can't even predict who's getting penalties at this point because we don't even know who's causing it all.
Yeah, there's incidents left, right and centre, but the field is so close. You're looking at, even at the top of the field, Travis Daly, Billy Mole, 2 tenths on Greg Healy, 3 tenths. These boys are going hell for leather at the front end. And then at the back end, you've got Di Feldman with Sean Vanderman and Brad Hayes with a couple of tenths on each other as well.
Well, at the moment, Andrew Cowan is P1 for the next race. He sits P5 on the road at this stage. He's got Blake Fitzpatrick trying to chase him down. Then Matty Parker, Stephen Martin, Josh King, Marty Hughes making up the top 10. It's absolutely wild at the moment. Although I will say, Andrew Rushworth being on the amateur podium's not too far away after his horrific race number 1. He's back in P4 in class, right behind P3 and Marty Hughes at the moment.
Yeah, Peter Pav is towed now. He's had damage.
Yeah, it's a big moment. It's been big early on. Yeah, I'd say it was for the incident with Kai Turner possibly. Just battles left, right and centre at this stage in time.
Gallen's coming out. Dylan Gray was black flagged for instant responsibility that he had with the PR boys. Drive through. He's made it up already 6 places, but he's going to lose that. Have a look at Matty Parker and Steve Martin. What a drive. 16 and 17 places.
Yeah, these guys are going for some sort of record, it seems, at this point. They are. Rushworth's up 11 at this point in time, as well as Cowie's dropping spots. He looks to be having damage. That front driver's side wheel is looking loose as all hell. Oh, yeah. He's going to continue on.
Dylan Gray is going in the pits now. I'm going to switch my cam to Marty Hughes. So you can see that battle of all those guys and gals behind them. So we've got Jamie Davis has pulled into the pits. Have a look at this.
I'm just quickly listening out for. I think you can actually hear the wheel damage on Cowie's car.
So Kai Turner has gone in for an incident on lap 6 and also for a poor readdress. So he's got himself a black flag there as well. A few black flags this session.
Yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't Cowie feel the way, but he definitely would. I think he's just willing to push on. It mustn't be affecting the car too much, but the problem now is if that wheel disconnects, then he's going to be in all sorts of trouble. He'll be on 3 wheels and unable to get back to pits. So, but if he comes in, that'll probably be race over for him. So kind of just
Tell you one thing, mate. Blake Fitzpatrick has had a decent night tonight. Brett Taylor, not so decent. I think the points are going to swap a little bit.
Unless this is those two. Well, it could be Brett's drop round as well.
What's that?
He's on the battle with Hughes there at the background. That'll still continue on. Healy tries to hold back.
That's something that was on the track. It was just splattering. It's like they were running over something and it was falling apart. It looks like the model has actually taken it to the point where if there's anything on the track, and they hit it, it actually disintegrates.
Yeah, but it depends. So if a piece comes off a car, Once that car moves far enough away from it, it disappears off track. So if you were to lose your front bumper and you stayed parked, your bumper will stay there until you disappear off the track, or if you drive away far enough. So it's been a weird one for sure. Scotty Weston, Robert Crow, they're now on the back of the battle with Taylor and Hughes, so they're looking at the top 10 if they can take advantage of that one. Dooley's also involved. Grace trying to get back into it. At the moment, it's the Travis Daly and Billy Mole show as they lead the way by a fair whack over Craig Healy, who's trying to hold off that battle with Fitzpatrick and Cowan in behind him for P3 on the road. Currently, Cowie sits provisional P1 of the next race for the grid, as Daly's under pressure here from Mole into the FD section, defends well down the inside, keeps that position on track as Fitzpatrick is trying to get the move done on Healy. Gets it done round the outside. A little bit of a door bang as Cowie's also trying to come through as well. And all of a sudden, Healy sits P5 on the road, P1 for the next race, but Parker's up there too and trying to get it done down towards turn 1.
There you are. There's action galore. Parker hasn't given this up, as he is 110. Oh, he's got Healy.
He's got him now. Gets it past him through the S's. So all of a sudden, Matty Parker sits P5 on the road, up 18 positions. And sits P1 in the next race for the reverse grid of the top 5.
I don't know. There's something on track in one of these positions, and they keep hitting it. So I'm not sure if that model was right, what you're saying, because I keep seeing like concrete or something fly up in the middle of the track. That's interesting to see. Have a look at his battle down the bottom here, man. 3 wide for that last corner, and then Dylan Gray's gone on the grass trying to take it on the outside again to make it 3 wide again. And they go again. Oh, he's made it clean. He's kept 2 tyres on the black stuff, so he hasn't gone completely off track. So the pass is still a clean pass.
It's intensifying for sure. Graves is trying to get back into the top 10. Weston up the road from him now. There's been a change for the lead with Billy Mole trying to take it from Travis Daly here into the final corner. Mole gets it on to lap 11 they come, 15.5 minutes into proceedings. All of a sudden, Billy Mole leads the way to Travis Daly. Fitzpatrick on the podium as well. Cowan, Parker, Healy, Martin, King, Rushworth and Taylor make up the top 10 at the moment.
Well, if we're going traditional super sprint, Matty Parker should be starting on pole position if in his current position of 5th. So it might be an idea of him just leaving it there and taking advantage of the front row track dominance, being that it's another sprint coming up. We've got 3.5 minutes left.
I think playing the smart game, go for that P1 start. So he makes a huge comeback by Fitzy so far. Martin also, they've had a great run as Marty Hughes has ended up off track just quickly.
Yeah, Fitzy is having a great night tonight. He's really driving well. He's been driving consistent all season, and it's no surprise, and it shouldn't be a surprise because he's been doing really well all season.
As the top 2 battle continues on, we'll bring up the old double view once again so you guys can keep an eye on a couple of other bits of action on track as well. Fortunately for Mitch Noble, he's had a bit of a disappointing run as he's had to let the leaders past him. Come around to start the next lap. 17 minutes into proceedings, 3 minutes to go, roughly probably 2 laps, maybe 3 laps left in this race, so not long to go now. Billy Mole just has to try and survive here against Travis Daly in the last part of the second sprint.
There's your Brett Taylor coming up to get his 10th place. Dylan Gray is trying to chase him down because he wants... 10th is not going to be reverse grid, so he's pretty thinking that he's passing him down like crazy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be sorely disappointed when he finds out it's only the top 5 that gets arrested. I don't mind a super sprint in supercars, especially at a track like this. I think this has probably actually been a positive mistake that was made by the admin, whoever set up the session, because I think this actually led to a little bit more controversy, a little bit more chaos, which we love, Sinker, but also it's actually changed the landscape of the championship quite a fair bit as well, which I do like, because it opens it right up now in the final round of who could take it.
Yeah, well, definitely. Well, it's always going to be between Fitzpatrick and Taylor, but now the final position is swapped. swapped around, so it's
Well,
not too bad.
If we look at the pro-ams, all three of the pro-am competitors, although Gray's about to get into the top 10 as he tries to pass Taylor, all three of the top three in pro-am, in Gray, Davis and Gallen, are back through the field. Now, Gray's in the more positive position of P10, but Davis and Gallen, they're still alongside each other. So they're not really losing or gaining any points over one another, but it's opening it now right up before the last round of the season. This is the final droppable round. So if they've had a worse round than this is a big chunk of points to be lost here. They haven't had a drop round. That could not have come at a better time for them, obviously, but it's really opening it up now and really going to make it hard for us to predict who could be the one to actually take this out, especially if any of them get onto a race ban or a rear of grid. Who knows how that's going to work out. But this now, it completely changes the game, makes it super exciting into the final round. And where else would you want to be in that scenario? Because it's given us
100%.
some phenomenal racing and some phenomenal action.
We are down to the last minute. Billy Mole is at the front, and he's got Travis Daly 5/10 on him. And Blake Fitzpatrick has got himself in the third place, and he's hunting down Travis Daly like crazy. He wants that second step.
He does.
He wants the points, man.
They're going to come around to start the final lap of the race, with Mole ahead of Daly and Fitzpatrick, who are battling it out intensely here. Final lap of the race now. White flag is out. Daly's just trying to survive in P2 ahead of Fitzpatrick, with Parker and Cowan. Cowan currently sits P5 on the road. He's got pole position for the next race if he can hold that one out.
Look at them go. Cowan on the front of the grid is going to be very, very interesting. Taylor has held him off. Another bit to go. So in the AMs, we've got Blake Fitzpatrick in first place, David Martin in second, Andrew Rushworth third, Brett Taylor fourth. I did say Brett would come around the fourth position, so it's not a bad prediction again tonight. Vandermill in fifth, sixth Brad Hayes, seventh Di Feldman, Mitch Noble eighth, and 10th Brad Anderson, and 11th Marty Hughes. Josh is having a killer race too there as well.
Josh rolling into the top 10 up 9 spots.
Yeah.
Had a great night so far. Be great
Rushworth
confidence.
and Martin and Parker still fantastic there. 18 places and 19 places for Parker.
Well, up round the final couple of corners comes Billy Mole. Daly tried to come back at him as best he could, but it wasn't enough in the end as Billy Mole comes round. He's going to take the win in the second sprint of the night with Daly P2, Fitzpatrick in P3, Parker's going to come home P4, and Cowan's going to come home, crucially, P5, but P1 in the next race.
Oh, Brett Taylor and Crow swapping places.
Davis is off the track as well. Crow's now jumped up into P12. Oh, it's a big schmozzle at the back of the field. A big schmozzle.
They're fighting for everything.
They take it home. How has Davis ended up off track there? I just want to check that out. What's he done to himself to have that happen? So he was fighting with Dooley. Goes for nearly collects the Simrix car of Robert Crow under brakes, and then just has to traverse over. Big slowdown for him. If he hasn't finished that slowdown before the line, and he's lost out massively on that one. Gallen ended up at the back of the field earlier in the race, Mark. He was involved in an incident. Unfortunately for him, but it was Billy Moe who took out the honours in this second sprint race of the night.
Yeah. We lost Marty Hughes and Kai Turner.
Yeah.
Marty who's disconnected. Kai Turner's still there. He's probably just figured I might as well go for the next heat and fight it out for there. What happened to Gallen? Nothing. He
watch it back, Mark. You missed some absolute chaos if you've only just arrived.
Some action left, right, and centre. I can't even remember, to be honest, anymore.
I was about to say we've got Dylan Gray on pole position, but we don't. It's the warm-up session. I was about to say, have they actually done it? So it's a sprint like that, but no.
And it's got a 10-minute warm-up now, so they'll have that, and then off they'll go into the final sprint of the night. But it's got a reverse top 5 if it's set up as per what our normal. Yeah, it is inverted top 5. So it's going to be Blake Fitzpatrick on the front row. Look at that. Blake, Troy Dooley, Mitch Noble. Nah, sorry. I'm looking at my screen, and that's not correct.
Do we want to maybe drag in Tyson if we can and just ask him about the license penalty matrix possibly? Just to give us a better idea of it, Cinco, and give us something to talk about.
He's probably got a fair bit to do down there because I know they'll catch up.
That's fine. Then that's fine.
Tyson's, they are listening. If you are free, Tyson, jump up into the room and we'll have a quick chat. But if not, that's cool because they might be looking at tickets during this break and trying to get ahead of things because that was action packed.
Oh, it was absolutely action packed.
I think there was like five drive-throughs given that stint. So the super sprint has not disappointed.
Again, I wouldn't.
Clutterbuck, new damage model is a killer.
No, Dylan. We don't normally bring in our race winners for the sprint. It's normally just the final race of the night.
Yeah. It's just that there's too many coming through, and then there's only a 10-minute to catch up. So we're trying to leave it clean for everyone to get their bits and pieces. But interesting, mate. What a drive by all drives there. Fitzpatrick, Parker, great mover up the field. He went, 19 places?
Yeah. An exceptional amount up the field.
Crazy drive. So he did really, really well there. Good to see him doing that. And who was the other one that did the big climb?
Stephen Martin.
Stephen Martin, yeah. He had a nice, clean run through. He was the only Pelican that wasn't getting damage through all that.
So how they ended up back to front here was Kai Turner didn't finish the race. He was 7 laps down. Then Marty Hughes, Brad Anderson, Peter Pavlovic, Daniel Clutterbuck, Mitch Noble were all at least a lap down. Then on the lead lap, it was Dyer Feldman, Brad Hayes, John Gallen, Sean Vandermill and Jamie Davis, Troy Dooley, Brett Taylor, Robert Crow, Scott Weston, and then Dylan Gray made up our top 10, which also consisted of Rushworth, King, Martin, Healy. The top 5, which gets reversed for the next race on the grid, will be Cowie to Parker to Fitzpatrick to Daly to Mole. I'm not jinxing Jamie, Cindy.
No, I think it's me, Cindy. I think it's me.
we're just having conversations.
Team owner
about
and jinxing his own team. Which is one of those things. I always get the moz on. That's why I don't mention Dave Coleman's name during the broadcast anymore. Have you noticed that, Hamish?
Oh, you've done it now. He's going to have an absolute shocker on Monday.
Well, we will see. But you know what? Another 20 minutes of flat-out racing. God, how much more carnage can we take?
Just 20 minutes of safety car, apparently.
Yeah. Well, Brad Hayes, he thought he clicked it into gear, but he was still in neutral. Oh, no. That's, well, this is the thing, mate. I don't use a clutch pedal in these things. I'm on the paddles and just sit there in neutral and slam it into first and hope for the best.
Maybe that's why you cook your tyres and you're able to spin it so easily.
Possibly. I don't sit on 100% throttle though. I sit at about 75-80%. I usually get a good start in the V8.
The trick is when you go to set up your pedals, Sinky, you don't push them all the way down when you're doing your calibration. You push them 75% so you get to full throttle a lot quicker. Same for your brake pedal, same for your clutch pedal. So that means that you only need a little bit of throttle to get the power down out of a corner, and if you're starting with a clutch, it means you only need a little bit of clutch to bite.
Do you really think a little bit of throttle is going to help me get around a corner? That's just going to help me spin. I need more travel so that my foot can't reach that high torque so I don't spin around.
Oh, maybe you need to just tell your foot to learn some throttle control. Maybe that's the problem.
Well, you know, the connection between my foot and brain left years ago, mate.
Also, I'm just going to say, maybe Tyson doesn't have tickets to look at because he's currently cutting laps in the safety car.
I just doesn't want to talk to us. It's all right.
Apparently not.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be all rubbish anyway, isn't it?
Probably will.
Well, we've got 32 people watching tonight on a Tuesday night for the penultimate round. Welcome aboard, all of you guys out there. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, please. Oh, I just said that and one left. We want to get our numbers up as quick as possible. We're coming up to the halfway mark of the year, and I'd like to hit at least 1,500 by the end of the year.
Well, you got to be sure as well that you click the bell icon and you have got notifications turned on, so you are notified anytime we go racing here. We've got such a big season to come. 5 out of the 6 Season 3 calendars were released today to the Discord. They look pretty good. Supercars, apart from one round because we already held Road Atlanta, which is tonight. Supercars will be following officials, in line with officials. So it means that anyone who races vets can come race on a Tuesday, the Tuesday before vets, and it'll be at the same track, apart from Road Atlanta, which will be Fuji, because we're running Road Atlanta this season. We wanted to change it up, make that race Fuji. Apart from that one, every other race lines up at some point in time with the likes of vets and stocks and pro series as well, which is good. Lines up with the officials as well. Steph Piccoli in the chat saying go Gallagher, Andrew Rushworth, go Brad Hayes, evening Hamish to see you. Great to have you in here, Steph. What else? So
Always a pleasure, Steph.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. If you have seen the Supercars calendar and you're confused why Spa has somehow now ended up in Spain, they've done a trade deal to trade Catalonia over to Belgium.
God almighty, I did that like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I sent it off to the AM to approve, so don't even go there. I just didn't want to get involved in the tip this morning. This afternoon in the admin, because I was too tired for this crap. Anyway, if you haven't noticed, one of the major things in there is, I guess, the shift for Sunday being complete open. I guess Tuesdays and Sundays now for the V8s are really open to everyone to race, the pros, pro-ams and the AMs. So it gives them the ability to race on a Tuesday night and on a Sunday night. Sunday night we're going to call that the championship, and then the Tuesday night is a split 1 and 2, so there's 2 titles being fought in there. So we will split them evenly as we know how we rate the drivers. The other real important thing is that the 86s, this series is the series that counts for the Motorsport Australia award. So if you're an 86 fan and you want to race it, you can enter our pros and fight for the 86 Motorsport Australia title. That's a really cool one to be involved with. And then the GT3s are going to be spectacular. And tell the peeps about Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon, Legends World Challenge will be starting up next season as a nice free series. I say that again, free series to anyone to come and race. Sessions will open around about 3:30. It'll be about an hour and a half of sessions. Should end around about 5 o'clock. We're discussing calendar at the moment. The full announcement will be coming soon, but Legends World Challenge. If you guys want to get a preview of the kind of racing that will be happening for that one, head over to Infinity Broadcasting on YouTube. You'll be able to see the first 3 rounds that have already occurred for that championship outside of SRW. Once that championship is ended in 5 weeks' time, it then moves into SRW to start their next season as a free series for anyone to race in, whether you're an SRW paying member or not, as a way to introduce yourself to SRW, come and have a feel for it, or just come and do some racing with us for a fun time on a Sunday afternoon. Live broadcasted, race control, all the bells and whistles coming your way as a way for you guys to come and have some free, spectacular racing as a nice little support category for the Supercars on Sundays. So it's going to be absolutely fun.
Last big thing that we are debating at the moment, and I'm pushing for, is that with our V8 Supercar calendar on the Sunday, the Sandown 500
and the Bathurst 1000.
I am planning for the Sandown 500 to be a Sandown 500 Enduro. All right, and the Bathurst 1000 to be a Bathurst 1000 Enduro.
And we're going to allow wild cards for those ones.
Yes. So what's going to happen is we'll allow wild cards, but we'll also if you have we're still debating, and we'll get these rules finalised in the next week or so. But I'm speaking out of order here. We haven't had a complete debrief on how we're going to do it. But one of the suggestions was by someone really intelligent, I think it was me, that we could have the second driver being a driver that's not in the current series, but he needs to register as a SRW driver on our line. But as long as his I rating isn't higher than the driver, so for instance, Hamish, if you were racing on Sundays, you could have a co-driver outside of the league. As long as he wasn't a higher I rating driver than you are the lead driver, you can have him as your backup driver for the Enduro.
I would be cooked, because my I rating's been cooked through officials of people taking me out.
So you'd have someone like me driving?
My I rating's at like 820 at the moment. It is not representative of my ability at all, I must say.
Oh, so I couldn't even be your driver.
No, you couldn't. I would have to be a co-driver for somebody else. And that's what happens when you get into bad luck.
But that's the case. That's exactly right. You could be a co-driver for someone, so you can invite a mate from another league to be your co-driver and everything like that. So that way, it's like real world. You can have co-drivers.
It's an A and
from
B.
different series coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's that should be very interesting. These boys lining up, or
They
what?
are lining
They
up,
are.
mate. Just quickly as well, how it's going to work for the 500, and if the 500 is successful, we'll then confirm we're going to do the 1,000. How it will work is qualifying, the shootout, and the race will be on separate days. So qualifying and the shootout would be on the Saturday during late afternoon, early evening sort of thing. So that means that we could do qualifying and do the shootout, and anyone who then hasn't made the shootout can go have their tea, whatever. They don't have to worry about coming back for the race, and then they only have to worry about coming back on Sunday afternoon/evening, around about probably 6 o'clock, to do the race, because it means that we can start the session at the same time. We can start it at 6 o'clock, have 20 or half an hour of practice, and then have the race start at 6:30, and it will then end up at a reasonable time. So that's kind of the thought process behind that. Everyone's gridding up, though. We're going to get ready to go racing. All the details for Season 3 will be released very, very shortly to the public eye. Obviously, we've got to be able to let our members get their first preference, especially if they're a year-paying member as well.
The members have got access to the current schedule of what's going on.
Yes.
And tonight, the web store will be open at some point tonight.
Yep. And just to confirm, for the Legends World Challenge, the only thing you have to do is register as an SRW driver. That's the only thing you've got to do. You do not have to pay a subscription to race that series. You just have to be registered.
You'll also need to register for the series because you need to be allocated
an
SRW driver's number, because all our drivers have their own numbers, which they wear every week, every track, and it links them to their penalty points and everything like that. And they're still getting there. We've got 2 minutes, minute left to start off. What have I got my marker on? Who is in the lead position?
It is Cowie. I'll quickly run up our starting grid for our final race of the night. Andrew Cowan will start P1 ahead of Matty Parker in P2 with Blake Fitzpatrick, Travis Daly P3 and 4. Billy Mole then makes up the reverse top 5. Everyone else behind them will start how they finished race number 2 with Healy, Martin, King, Rushworth and Gray making up the top 10. Weston and Crow continue their battle to try and get inside the top 10 here tonight. Then Taylor, Dooley, Davis, Vandermeulen and Gallen Hayes make up the top 18, with Feldman and Noble making up the top 20. Clutterbuck, Pavlovic, Anderson make up the end of the running order for the last race. I don't believe Marty Hughes is back, but Kai Turner is back importantly, and he's back out on track.
Here we go.
So lights are going to
Matty
go up.
Parker, Cowie on the front. Cowie's flashing his lights.
Let's go racing for the final sprint race of the night. 20 minutes to come. Can it remain as hectic as it has already been? Bit of a box start there from Fitzpatrick off the line as Crow looks to rocket up the order inside the top 10 now towards turn number 1 as Cowie leads them through. Ooh, it's been a
Cowie
wild
slingshot at that he just made the... Thought he was going to go straight off. Parker's done well to maintain pace for the top of the corner. He's taken him for the first chicane. Looks like there was a little bit of net code there that actually bumped Parker forward a little bit.
I just noticed
both of them maintained control.
Yeah, I noticed that Crow just hopped the curb there and has actually now dropped a couple of positions, but lines up ahead of Taylor. No one else has pretty much swapped and changed positions apart from Gray, who had a bit of a poor start, dropped down to P12. Weston's now inside the top 10. Davis is all over the back of him as well, so Davis and Gray are going to be able to have a nice little scuffle as they try and get back up the order here tonight, as Parker leads to Cowan, Daly, Fitzpatrick and Mole. That's the 5. Martin, Healy, Rushworth, King and Weston make up the 10 at the moment.
Settled down into fine straight line very, very quickly. A few of the back boys are still trying to make a few attempts, but very clean run straight through. Matty Parker, he's already talking about taking control of this race straight away.
Yeah, he's looking to try and bank himself a win here on Tuesday night. He's got Cowie, who's all over the back of him, who has taken a victory this season. He'll be looking to take another one here tonight. Oh.
Dooley just touched the grass a bit then. Did you see it flutter up? I thought, don't lose it there.
I did see that as the drivers come through turn 2. That's Craig Healy off the road and gone wide at turn number 1. Rejoins back on nice and safely, but drops a heap of spots and is now back in P15 and under pressure from Taylor and Crow as they look to pick up the pieces.
That's Brad Hayes.
That's Craig Healy, who had been off track.
Oh, what happened to Brad Hayes? He just dropped the heap positions as well.
Brad Hayes is also going slow. He also had an off track as well. I don't know if he's carrying
He's
any
put the
damage.
nose in. He's got a bit of skid. Oh, he's made. Oh, look at this. Dooley's taking the 3 wide. Then all 3 going for that corner. Cowie's nudged him and just given him a little bit of balance.
Oh, but Trav Daly's been spun around by Parker. Trav Daly and Parker are glued together as Rushworth tries to avoid. Oh my God, it's absolutely gone off on the back straight. Rushworth nearly ends up in the wall, somehow saves it. But man, oh man.
They're stuck together. They're still stuck. Matty Parker and Julie are stuck together. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, they're finally apart. Here we go.
Oh,
that's ruined Matty Parker's race.
Yeah,
That is, and Dooley's race as well.
Yeah, Trav.
Dooley went right across him. They just
confirm it's Trav Daly, not Troy Dooley, but Trav Daly
sorry.
moved across, and
Daly,
they kind of clicked together, and that's what spun him around ahead of Parker. We'll see what race control say about it, but that's taken Matty Parker out of contention at this point as Cowan leads the way, but I think we may be under safety car as the field is going slow.
Yep. Oh, man. It guts me when stuff like that happens. It does gut me. It's got a SpongeBob helmet on his car.
He does. He does have a SpongeBob helmet, and safety car is out there. Brad Hayes also had, he also pulled the car over. I believe he actually needed a tow, which is why we might actually have the safety car at this point in time.
Yeah, well, Parker's just got inside the pits.
Yeah, his car was crapping bad.
The good thing about it, it's a sprint round, and he's still got a chance to get himself forward. Wow. Mark Cochran on board replay of Rushworth's save.
Oh, yeah. So just to confirm, so Brad Hayes nearly put it in the wall but saved it. But unfortunately, Di Feldman caught in the crosshair. She collected him on the way through. That's what actually broke his steering. And that's why Hayes needed the tow back to pits, and that's why we're under safety car.
Yeah, the new model, does the front steering does not accept much contact at all.
No, it really doesn't. It is not forgiving. I mean, we've seen some wild crashes in the 8.6s Sinker who've had the new damage model for quite a while. Namely, I remember, or Steph Ricoli in the chat, Sebring last year, she backed it into the wall at the final corner, and then the car was like it was up on jacks because the whole rear wheel and like axle alignment had come detached from the car, and the suspension had come detached, and it was just kind of sitting on bricks. Like, it was going nowhere. It's wild how it works.
Yeah. Matty Parker is flat stick trying to catch these boys at the back of the pack now. He's going to have a bit of advantage because his tyres are going to be super warm.
Oh, they will.
And by the time he gets to them, they'll be ready to go in. He'll be flying past some of these back markers.
So at the moment, do we recall who we said would be top 3? So you said Davis would be top 3, didn't you? He's P5 at the moment. I think you said also Dylan. Did you say Dylan would be top 3 as well?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah, so he's pretty close at the moment. I said Mole and Fitzpatrick. I think we both said Fitzpatrick would be top 3, so he's sitting right on the bubble.
He's having a killer night, Fitzpatrick. Absolute killer night.
I said
Where is Brett Taylor?
He's back in P14 at the moment.
P14, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, so you had said that Davis and Gray would be top 3. They're right there, just about. So I said Fitzpatrick and Mole would, so they're on there. I said Weston will be in the 10. He's currently in the 10, so we're... oh, no worries, Steph. No worries for reminding you of that one. I never let people forget about their worrels on track because people don't let me forget about mine, so I like to pass it on. It's a nice gesture.
Oh, dear me.
The fact that the only race I've ever won on this service was at Long Beach is nothing to do with it at all.
I'm going to do everyone a favour, and I'm going to put my camera on John Gallen.
Very good. Who's currently trying to survive ahead of Robert Crowe and Andrew Rushworth, who are fast. I also said Andrew Rushworth would be on the AMS podium, so we're going pretty good for that one as well. Oh.
Yeah, so Fitzpatrick, Martin, and Rushworth are the top 3 for the AMS at the moment. Top 3 for the Pro AMS is Cowan, Mole, and Davis at the moment.
Just quickly, while we, because I believe we're going to go green this next lap, I just want to get on of Rushworth's save. It has been asked for in the chat. It was absolutely wild. So you can see here, he's coming down the straight. Look at this. Oh my God. What a save from Andrew Rushworth. That was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal by him. Well done, sir. Feel proud of yourself on that one.
That was a Days of Thunder moment.
It really was. It was like just drive through the smoke. Hope for the best. Oh. So I think we may be under safety car for one more lap, it seems, as it hasn't pulled away just yet. So
No, it hasn't. And we are at the 7.5 minute mark. So by the time that safety car goes around, we'll probably lose another 2 minutes. We'll be at the 10-minute mark. So it should be a nice sprint to the finish.
yeah, I'd say unless we get an absolute massive pile up, I don't think we're going to see the safety car again tonight. But it has had some good showcase throughout the second sprint, the warm-up, and then now the third sprint as well. Yeah. It's a massive correction, Steph. He did so well to catch it. He was very, very lucky. Very, very lucky for sure.
Come on, safety car, get in. Let's get this going.
Well,
Thank you all for joining us on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We love the fact that everyone comes out to play. Me and Hamish and a little sand pit.
And I hope as well that we get the similar support going into next season, because it's going to be absolutely phenomenal racing across the board. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to get bigger and better, man. We've got a lot of new drivers coming through. A lot of new drivers. Safety car is coming in.
Yeah, Dozzy telling you to have some patience. So.
Patience, Spinovich, for what?
Well,
Patience for what?
hang on.
Sinker
Sinker isn't a hospital or an ambulance. He can't have patience.
I'm usually on my roof.
Tom Williams in the chat saying go Valve Esports, to give us some love out there to Brett Taylor, who just hasn't had the best of nights here tonight. Safety car pulls away.
Yep. Cowie has control of the field, 991. Got Billy Mole behind him and Blake Fitzpatrick, who's having an absolute perler. Actually, the two Pelican boys up the front, Blake Fitzpatrick and Steve Martin, both having a good night tonight. Martin's got himself up there again.
He's done really, really well here tonight. You got to
really slow.
Oh, he does. He's holding them all the way, I reckon, to that Fox Bridge. You got to feel for Matty Parker, who was caught out in that lap 2 incident. He was on for a mega run.
So smooth, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah, he's it's a shame. Really
And I think, unfortunately, if that's called in Travis Daly's, if that's called against him, then he might have something to play. But Cowie's gone, and he has started this one all over again as they come down the final corner to start the next lap of this race. Lap 6 of proceedings. We're on here for the 10-minute mark. Halfway to go in this race as Cowie leads the way to Mole and to Fitzpatrick, as Martin, Gray and Davis continue their battle in the background as well. We'll get their battle up on screen as they continue their rise up the ranks. In this one here, will it be the final battle they have on track this season? We'll have to wait and see from the race control reports.
Ooh, here we go. Race control's just called it in. Travis Daly has got himself a drive-through penalty for the incident on our man Parker.
And remembering as well that Trav Daly he was already on 8 license points coming into this race, so if he has copped another one, he's on 9. That means Monday night he'll have a pit lane start penalty for his actions here tonight. So unfortunately he's copping the raw end of the stick for the mistakes that he's been making, but we've got some good battles on track nonetheless still, with Gray trying to get past Martin.
Wide down the back here. You got Gallen. Oh, Gallen, God. These boys, they get so close to each other, and it's like, just keep it clean, boys. Just get it through the corner and get it out of there. He's done well, nice and clean through there. Brett Taylor is... My screen is just going crazy on me.
And put him on the curb cam for you there, took it away. But Gallen is trying to battle it out. Here's Fitzpatrick's now lost out to Dylan Gray as he's run it wide. Martin and Davis are going to come through, so one Pelican drops out of the top 5, another one sneaks on through. So now has Scott Weston in behind him, as well as John Gallen. Josh King and Troy Dooley make up the 10, as Kai Turner's trying to make his way back up through the field. He's now back onto the AMS podium. in an intense battle here with Healy and Crow in behind him. They've got Rushworth and a whole gaggle of cars trying to chase them down as they try and get onto the back of Troy Dooley's machine from PSR.
Where do you look, mate? Just where do you look? The battles are thick and fast everywhere, and at times are really, really, really close.
We need a third screen just to get every single battle.
Yeah, you literally do. We've got Kai Turner is behind Troy Dooley. Just under a second, Craig Healy. And then Rushworth, Robert Crow, Brett Taylor, Sean Van Der Doom, all under 3/10 behind each other. So these boys are fighting for it again. In the Ams, Martin and Blake are leading the field with Kai Turner in third, fourth Rushworth, fifth Brett Taylor, sixth Mitch Noble, seventh Brett Anderson, ninth Di Feldman, and followed by Brad Hayes. Is he still on track? Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's back out there, but a lap down at the moment. As Trav Daly's coming to commit to his drive-through. Will it be the last one for him tonight, as Noble's now gotten past Vandermillen down the inside at turn number 1. A bit further up, we got Taylor trying to chase down this man in Andrew Rushworth. That's the battle for P4 in the amateur class. In between them, though, we've got a fast and furious Robert Crow who's trying to continue this battle on forward with them up towards the top 10. A bit further up the field, we got Cowie trying to defend against Billy Mole and Dylan Gray at this stage in time. As Davis is about 2 seconds back off the back of this battle, as we are 6 minutes to the checkered flag here tonight.
Yes, we're getting there. Battles fast and thick, and some of the battles that we've really been looking at today is the Fitzpatrick and Taylor. They are both sitting in the top 2 spots of the AMS at the moment, so those points between those two are critical tonight, and I think tonight definitely Fitzpatrick is get the wood over Taylor, so it's going to be a very, very fine battle all the way to the end of the last round.
Dylan Gray up the inside of Billy Mole now, takes P2 on the road, and all of a sudden he looks to chase down Andrew Cowan up over the hill. Cowie trying to survive, trying to take another win this season, but Gray wants to back it up by getting a second win here tonight out of 3 races. He's looking fast and feisty at the moment, but Cowie's not willing to give anything up just yet as he battles on through over the curbs. Big old curb strikes from all 3 of them as they come up towards the double right-hander.
Steve Martin is starting to feel the pressure as he's got Fitzpatrick, his teammate. Scotty West and John Gallen all on the back of him, really, really close.
Come down the back straight there. You can see Martin, of course, Fitzpatrick trying to fend off Scott Weston. He's in a gaggle of Pelicans down there. There's 3 of them involved.
He is, mate. 1, 2, 3. They've got a flying V going.
As Dylan Gray looks to take the lead from Andrew Cowan down towards the Formula D section. Underbrakes they come. Cowie's still got a nose in it at the moment. Gray tried to turn in, but then realised Cowie was still there. They go too wide through the right-hander. Cowie's trying to hang on to this lead here as Gray's trying to push him to the absolute limits. They have a bit of door-to-door around the final quarter. They come and Gray takes it as Mole looks to take advantage. Davis looks to get involved too as the little triple threats now turned into a fatal 4-way at the front of the field.
Ooh, that was close all the way through. Nail-biting, as you can see. And then the boys behind them are catching them up as well. Now Martin is caught up on the back of Davis.
There was contact there from Martin. Yeah, there was contact with Mole there. He had a little bit of a rear touch as he's now in contact with Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I don't think he realised he was there, and he's moved across, and Fitzpatrick was there. Fitzpatrick's got away with it. He's got no damage. He's maintaining pace. And Cowie was lucky too. He had nothing out of it too. That was just really a misdirection. It's given Jamie Davis, though, the opportunity to get right on the back of Billy Mole. He's got about 4/10 on him there, but, well, that was close, man. That was real close. They could have been both down the back of the field very, very easily.
Well, now the question is, does Billy Mole get a penalty from race control as he's been unable to redress his position for the bump and run on Cowie? What it will mean is, well, Davis is going to try and take P2 anyway, but it'll mean that likes of Stephen Martin is now going to get up into the top 3.
I can't hear race control tonight. The engines are too loud for some reason. I think maybe the update during the week last week might have triggered something, or I've just done something. But again, very, very lucky. And we've got from Bold, from Jamie Davis down, again, very, very close. All the way down the 9th place. These guys are racing like crazy. Our boys down the bottom have just switched around. Andrew Rushworth has lost a few places there to Craig Healy and Robbie Crow. So at the moment we've got Martin Fitzpatrick and Kai Turner as our top 3 in our hands.
Josh King's also had an incident off the back of the Formula D section. He had Matty Parker near him on circuit. They tried to go too wide through there. Clutterbucks then tried to sneak up the inside. Kings then just looped it around as the 451 of Vandermeulen came on through and became a bit of a sitting duck at the end of that one.
Tell you what, bottom screen, Martin and Fitzpatrick getting pretty close to each other there. I thought they were going to tap each other at one point.
They're not willing to give anything up against each other at the moment. They're still battling it out hard here.
Yeah.
You know, no matter that they're teammates, they're still fighting. I mean, Martin's not necessarily out of the amateur battle just yet, but Fitzpatrick's definitely the one with a lot more to gain as Cowie and Gallen continue their battle in behind. Dooley and Turner doing well. The big loser tonight, though, is obviously Brett Taylor. He's down at P15 and losing a heap of points to Fitzpatrick, who's further up inside the top 10.
Yeah, he's had a night tonight. I think tonight, if he's going to take a drop round tonight, will be the one. So it'll be interesting to see how the night finishes up. I'm really interested to see how the penalty points have gone tonight. To see.
Well, at the worst of it, race control.
I think that interested with Cowie and I think that was just called no further action. I think they might have both gone close to each other.
Yep. Well, at the worst of it for the driver's side of things for license points, what we're looking at now is, so if it's gone the worst end of the stick, Jamie Davis has a round ban, and that's championship over and done and dusted, because he won't be able to race next Tuesday night. For Travis Daly, he would have a pit lane start on Sunday night, because that's the next night he races. So he would have to start from the pit lane when we return on Monday.
145 has got himself a drive-through.
That is Brad Hayes. Why has Brad Hayes got himself a drive-through?
175.
175.
Brett Taylor.
Yep, Brett Taylor. What's he?
Something we missed. I didn't see that.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah. Must be something in the back we missed then.
Quite possibly.
He's on his way through at the moment, so tonight's definitely a night he'd want to forget. And we're over time, mate. So where are the boys? Is there a white flag come out? What's going on? What am I not seeing? Where are we?
Well, Dylan Gray is about to come. He's on the final lap of the race, so he's about to come around to end this one out. It's gone absolutely gangbusters here tonight and flown by massively. But at this stage in time, Dylan Gray is looking to take his second win of the evening, as Billy Mole and Jamie Davis, their battle for P2 is not yet confirmed and not yet finalised, as Fitzpatrick looks to keep pressure on them. As Gray comes down towards the FD section, Mole and Davis look to go at it with Fitzpatrick in behind. There's action everywhere and anywhere at the moment. But Dylan Gray's going to come round the final corner here at Road Atlanta, and he's going to take a second win of the evening for DK Motorsports, and he's going to win the round for Road Atlanta, with Davis just getting home ahead of Mole. He needed the P2 on the road in this one, got it done. Fitzpatrick P4, but P1 for the amateurs. Martin P5, head of Weston, Gallen, Cowan, Dooley. Kai Turner makes up the amateur podium in the final race.
What a lot of tight fighting everywhere across it. We didn't expect a super sprint tonight, but I tell you what, it still put up an awesome show. I hope the viewers loved it as much as we do. It was one of those nights where, damn, where do you look? Where do you go?
Well, that's it. I mean, the biggest loser, I guess you could say, out of this one is Brett Taylor, as we mentioned. John Gallen's dropped a couple of points to Davis. Yes, Gray's gained a couple. That title fight is still wide open into next week. and we'll have a better picture of it once the race report comes out, of course, after the race. But Fitzpatrick and Taylor, well, that one now looks to be wrapped up for Fitzpatrick. If he can hold it together next week, get a positive position, he should have it wrapped up. But if Taylor has a good result next week and Fitzpatrick has a negative result, then it could go Taylor's way. So anything and everything could happen next week when we go to Belle Isle. It's going to be a normal round, concrete walls everywhere. Anyone can win. It's going to be wild. What a way to conclude the season. As we will bring up our provisional results for our feature race here tonight. Provisional they are, in case anyone were to cop a penalty from this one. Dylan Gray, Jamie Davis and Billy Mole make up the top 3 here tonight, with Blake Fitzpatrick and Stephen Martin making up the top 5. And they are also the top 2 for the amateurs. Scott Weston, John Gallen, Andrew Cowan and Troy Dooley finish out ahead of P3 in the amateurs, but P10 on the road, Kai Turner, with Craig Healy, Peter Pavlovic, Robert Crow, Mitch Noble, Matty Parker making up the top 15 out there. We then look back to Daniel Clutterbuck and Josh King making up the top 17 cars on the road tonight. And it then goes back to Travis Daly, Brett Taylor, Di Feldman, Brad Anderson, Andrew Rushworth, Sean Vandermeulen, Brad Hayes of the final finishes of race number 3. Marty Hughes never got started. And a big thanks to our race controllers, Adam Hughes and Tyson McAvoy once again.
Boys are doing their burnouts. Nice. You should have seen all 3 of them taken off the line, just going nice and smooth. A controlled burnout, nicely done. And Blake Fitzpatrick is doing a nice drifting session. He goes around the back of the track. What a race, man! That was just packed with so much to get through and so much to absorb. All right, we got them in the here already. Let's see if we can get the boys in the room, get them up and done, and pack them all off to bed. Thank you, viewers, for keeping up with us tonight and joining us for the race. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, it's been absolutely phenomenal as we wait for our podium finishes to come in here tonight. It's been a great run so far, and well, what a season it's been. I mean, the competitors are left, right, and centre as well. Great to have Cowie in the chat with us. Thanks a lot, Cowie, for coming to have a chat to us pre-race, but also having a chat to us out there as well. It's you had a great race yourself, mate. You did very, very well. We've got Blake Fitzpatrick in the green room sinker, so if you want to drag him in, I'll get him all lined
maybe
up
we'll
on
just
screen.
take the winner of each for tonight. Who knows?
Yeah,
Let's
maybe,
see how we go.
yeah.
We'll grab Blake and bring him in.
Had to have 4 spots between.
G'day, Blake. How you going, mate?
G'day, mate.
We
How are
stole you, Blake. Sorry, mid-conversation.
All right, I'll get back to
Tell me, was that team orders in the end to let you get those extra few points that you needed in the end between the 2 of you boys?
You could call it team orders or Fitz orders. I don't know. I think I accidentally stole the win off him. I didn't realise it was going to go like that. I didn't realise how little to go in the race there was. I just wanted a bit of Davis and Mole up front. I think it was. Yeah.
You had an absolute perler of a night tonight. All 3 races, you were in there and amongst it all the time. It felt good underneath you, good setup. You're just happy out there tonight.
Yeah, happy to drive this track. Happy to do a bit of practice this week.
So completely stoked. You're happy with the setup? No issues with it sliding around with the temperatures or anything like that?
Setup was good. Setup was perfect. John Gallen does a lot of work for us, so he makes it easy on race day. But I think it just really comes down to a lot of practice because last week wasn't the best. Taylor jumped me in points, so.
Yeah. So it's
99%. Yeah, 99% chance I want to get that back, but we're trying for the 1%, so we'll see what we can do.
So you put the extra hours into this week?
Yep, 110% I did.
Excellent, mate. Well, it definitely paid off. Taylor had a very average night tonight. I think one that he'll definitely want to forget. It would probably, if it's with the drop rounds, probably the one he'll take as a drop round, that's for sure, based on how far behind he finishes. So it's going to be interesting to see how the points come out. But it looks like he got one hand on the trophy and waving that other hand around saying, giddy up.
Yeah, a bit like that.
Excellent, mate. Look, who gets you out on track and supports the Pelicans, mate?
Pacific Esports Racing, of course. Our whole team, all the boys in it, all the support we give each other. It's a good group to be a part of. Lake Edge Holiday Units, our main sponsor. One Shot Pest Management as well, and the Bin the Blade Ball and Foundation. It's good to be behind those guys.
Excellent, mate. Absolute legend. Good to see you fighting for the title and putting the extra practice in, mate. It definitely showed tonight. It was really, really good to watch you out there racing.
Thanks, boys. I will speak to you next week.
I like the confidence. I love it, mate. Have a good week, mate. Good luck.
Well, if he wins the championship, he will be having a chat to us. So.
Definitely. It was. Look, he's in a really, really good position, and he's been fighting with Taylor for the last few weeks, and it's been absolutely awesome. Who are we going to grab next, mate?
Mr. Mole in P3.
Mr. Mole. Billy Mole, how are you, buddy?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm alright. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, man. It was a bit of a surprise to have a super sprint tonight. We were expecting the normal sprint round. And how did that work for you? Were you happy with it?
Yeah, I probably rather that because I'm terrible with my tyres. So probably worked in my favour, and a lot of crashes also helped in my favour, staying out of them. Yeah, I liked it.
Kept it clean, had a bit of fun out there. A lot of door banging, very, very close.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was one incident between me and Cowie that was net code, unfortunately. But yeah, I think I didn't have contact once other than that somehow. Because that radio was going off at race control. Yeah.
Yeah. You were very clean tonight. I know Matty, all the incidents you didn't have, Matty had.
Yeah, I know. Like every time, I think there was a couple there. I saw him in front. I was like, oh no, he's been taken out. Oh no.
Yeah, he's had a bit of bad luck the last few weeks. He's either had it clean and he's going all right, or he's had bad luck and something's gone wrong. It hasn't been in between for him, the poor bastard. I feel for him because he always seems to get the trouble spots every now and again.
Yeah, because he was leading there. I think race 2, maybe 3 there.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he had that. I think was it Troy Dooley that he had the incident with.
Maybe Davis. It might have been Davis.
Davis, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Davis. I always get them two mixed up for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just pinned him and then just he was stuck in front of him like a hood ornament.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is what it is. Hopefully he doesn't take it to heart and doesn't lose sleep over it. But great running out there. Both you boys are actually doing well. So how many in the Nova team?
All up 7, but yeah, just us 3 running. Yeah,
I was about to say 10 million surely now after your big intake of drivers.
Yeah, it's getting up there, man. It's a QA. Yeah.
Oh, it's good to see. You seem to be enjoying it there because your driving is getting a bit more consistent.
Yeah, I'm really loving it.
Excellent, mate. Excellent. So who gets Nova out on track?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Who gets Nova?
Well, who gives the support to Nova Sim Sports? Give a shout out as well.
Yeah, Pro Plumbing. Mainly them. Pro Plumbing. They've helping us do this. Just really appreciative of them, dudes. Yeah, and everyone in the team, really.
Excellent, mate.
Together.
Billy needs to get on the podium more so he's more used to our questions.
Yeah. Well, good luck. Next week's the final round, mate. So I think you're still in a good. You're in a position. From memory, I think you're in the top 3 or 4. So you're in a good spot to get at least minor honours or something like that.
Yeah,
but, good to see you up here, mate. And I hope you're having fun. Maybe we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, I'm really hoping so. Yeah.
Cheers, dude. Take care, mate.
You too. See ya.
All right, where's Mr. Davis? Mr. Davis, you've been in all sorts of trouble tonight, haven't you?
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, mate, that's racing, mate. Some nights the nights are clean, sometimes the nights aren't. But you finally made the pass on Billy Mole in the last few corners and got yourself out the front there. How was tonight? You happy with your setups? You had the tracks feel and everything like that?
Qualifying setup was a pig. Race setup was a little bit better. But yeah, just it is what it is, I suppose.
It's one of those days where you'd well, I don't know how you've done it cumulatively with points, but we'll see. But I don't know if you've
two drive-throughs will put me on 11.
Yeah.
That'll be a week ban, but I put tickets in for them, so we'll have to wait and see.
So yeah, you might as well put tickets in for them so you can get them how they go. So at this point, you think you've got the week off?
at this point, as it stands, I've got the week off, and until they review the tickets, if they overturn them, then I can race.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see how they go. But I mean, the rest of the boys didn't do too bad. Noble had a bit of an off night. Josh had a really good night. Brad's night was not too bad as well. But Joshy was up there in 10th place at one point. And then
Joshy got his best finish ever in a supercar in 8th place there in the second race.
Yeah. So he had a pretty good night. So the boys are feeling a bit better about themselves and getting a bit more confident.
Yeah, they're slowly getting to the grips with the car. Just this one's a bit of a tough track because you need to drive this car on the limit to be quick around here.
Yeah, you've got to be able to know where the limit is on this track as well, like the offs and everything like that too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, mate, the season's been a good one. The fact that it's this one's ended up not as an awesome race. It is what it is. It's racing at the end of the day. Who gets the Team SRW on track, mate?
Yeah, at the end of the day, how's my mic back on?
Yep.
All right, cool. I'd like to say thanks to Warren and Brown Tools, Shannon's, Grim Industries, NeuroPower, DSL Railway Services, and all the fans tuning in, Race Control, yourself and Hamish. Thanks, boys.
Excellent, mate. Well, it's a week off. It's not the end of the world, if that's what the case is. But it's been a stellar season, mate. So chin up, and it's not the end of the world for you, mate. Have fun.
Championships, they come and go. I'm just more bummed that I won't be able to run around and have some fun with everybody on track.
Well, that's all right. There's always Friday night, mate. Oh, no, week band's a week band.
Yeah, well, if I miss out on Thursday and Friday because it's banned and then gets overturned on Monday, then, I don't know.
And you might be right, yeah. Well, we'll see how we go. See where the boys go in race control. I'm sure I'll hear all about it. All right, buddy. Take care and be good. We'll speak to you soon.
See you later, boys. Have a good one.
See you, mate.
All right, Mr. Dylan Gray's been itching at the bit to come in here, I think, because he was in the room first. And he was in the room mid race as well.
Yeah, I reckon he just likes having a chat to us.
Yeah, he won't come in. What's going on? I can't grab him. You'll have to grab him, mate.
No worries. I'll drag him in. We'll get him in here. Dylan Gray, we thought we'd make you sweat for a minute there. Apart from the fact that Sinker just couldn't physically drag you in, unfortunately. But great job tonight, mate.
I thought you guys didn't want to talk to me again.
I mean, we are kind of forced to at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, we saw you in the room halfway mark. We thought he wants to come in for a chat. And we're like, well, we've got to do housekeeping first. So we had to do housekeeping. And then when we looked up, the time clock was there. And off it went. You had a bit of an up and down night tonight, eh?
Race 2 we won't talk about. Race 1 and Race 3 we'll talk about.
So we're only going to talk about Race 2 then?
Well, because Race 2 you got to talk about. You know why? Because that's one you got to learn from, yeah?
Yeah, no, I knew I had it. I was having... fucking the kitchen light was flickering. And I was going, no, I'm going to lose power again because I lost power 4:10 this morning and didn't get back. Didn't get it back until 1:25 this afternoon.
Yeah. So you're lucky. Or at least you made it on track, mate.
And that's what I was stressing about because if I didn't make tonight, bye-bye championship.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to keep the battle open. I haven't looked at the count. I haven't looked at the ladder since before the show, but I'll have a look at it tonight later on.
Well,
it's going to be interesting to see what last round.
I will say though, Dylan, Jamie currently as it stands, yet to be reviewed, wouldn't be racing on Tuesday next week.
Ooh.
He would have accrued enough license points to have a round ban. Now that has to be reviewed by the tickets. So, depending on how that goes.
Can you hear him properly, Dylan?
No, he's cutting in and out.
What?
Yeah, he was cutting it out.
Why am I cutting in and out for?
You're talking like a robot.
You were sounding like this, and I don't know what question you asked Dylan.
I was saying to him, it might make his week a little bit easier next week if currently, because Jamie has a round ban from the license points before review, that gets reviewed on Sunday. So it could be that if he can't race, then Dylan has a much easier run to the championship, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it all depends on with Gallon as well, because Gallon if the standings are right, what I'm looking at, Gallen's technically leading it by 3 points over Jamie. Now I'm 27 points behind him. That's if it's right at the moment.
Where are you looking at? In iRacing?
iRacing?
Yeah, but I don't know if iRacing will have the extra points for
Fastest
what are the extra points for? I can't remember right now, but there's
Fastest
extra
lap.
points for the game. Yeah. So they might not have that in there. So
No.
I'm sure our resident guru, Greg Barber, will be all over that and see how it comes out. But listen, mate, great night tonight, mate. Race 2 was an absolute stonker for you.
Yeah.
So we won't talk about that. But any real world racing coming up?
No, not yet. Still end of the month. The car's pretty much ready to go for Phillip Island.
Yep.
And that just need a wheel alignment, and that is it.
Excellent, mate. Excellent. You'll be out there polishing it every night till it's ready for racing.
It's undercover at the moment.
Oh, nice. Well, how are you going with your gathering a sponsor? I see the name has changed. It's DNK now.
Yeah,
DK Motorsports.
Yeah, we changed
DK
that.
Motorsports.
We changed that. We changed it yesterday, actually.
Yep.
And it was actually Dad's idea to change it, so we went
Yep.
to Caleb because he had the day off. Do you want to change it to what we were planning on beforehand?
Yep.
And we're going to change it, so we changed it. We're getting Hamish to do us 2 logos at the moment. The other logo is not yet to announce yet. But the car is going to be looking different next round as well.
Cool.
All I'm saying is
sounds good, mate.
the white is disappearing.
What's disappearing?
The white.
Oh, the white's disappearing. Okay, cool.
Yeah. The
looking
only thing we
forward
gave
to,
away.
picking it out.
The only thing we gave away was weight reduction. That was the only thing we gave away. Pretty much.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me the weight reduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're making it go a bit faster.
Yeah. I hope it works for you, mate, because you're slow as at the moment.
Hopefully it works. I know Belle Isle, it's one of the hardest tracks to pass on.
The question is, Dylan, is it going to help with racecraft in any way?
Yes.
Very good.
If I'm in the front, I'm fine. Like race 1, I was pole. I won it by 10 seconds. Even with going massively sideways.
The other night you were up by 10 seconds, and then the next race you completely went kaputskis.
Yeah, that was Winton.
Yeah.
I think all racecraft just went out of the year. Same as race 2, did the exact same thing, and then I knew race 3. I just had to keep my nose clean, finish in front of Jamie and Gallen to bring him to get more points in for the last round of the championship, because I know it's no drop round as well. So if Gallen crashes out, I just pretty much have to finish that race and almost walk away with the championship.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to see. Can't wait for it, mate. Always itching for the final round. Good luck, buddy. We'll let you go. Get yourself some sleep and get ready. Get some practice in before next week, and we'll have a chat soon.
Yeah, I might be here Monday. I don't know, depending on how I am after Scops on Friday night.
Yeah. All right, mate. Take care of yourself and good luck.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Well, Hamish, another night of full of events going from the top of the grid to the back of the grid. Battles galore. Fun to be had for us anyway. Feel for some of these boys who were on pace. Like Matty Parker was on such pace tonight. That car was looking so good until his incident in that second race. So it is what it is, eh?
Yeah, you really got a feel for him. He could have been on for a race win. Could have been on for quite a positive position, but yeah, just got caught up in a bit of trouble. But that's basically the end of the day, isn't it? But I mean, it's absolutely flown by, Sinker. We got 1 round to go. I mean,
and to go.
And what a way to end it as well. Belle Isle next week, going to be absolutely chaotic. Everything is on the line for both the amateurs and the pro-ams in their final running in those classifications. It is going to be absolutely ground shaking, landscape changing, and pure chaos ensuing. Expect to see safety cars next week. It's going to be absolutely epic and not one you're going to want to miss. So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you are notified whenever we go racing. Big week of racing to come, as we've already mentioned. Tomorrow night, Shannon's Insurance Formula 3 Nationals out at Laguna Seca. That's a big race for that championship. Thursday night, the Toyota GR86 Shannon's Insurance Nationals, which is also Motorsport Australia official series, is out back here at Road Atlanta with yourself and JP Sinker. That's going to be a big one. Friday night, IMSA GTD series brought to you by Warren & Brown Tools. Going to be out at Watkins Glen as a pre-race practice for the Watkins Glen 6-hour on Saturday night. And then on Sunday night as well, Monday night, because it's a Scops round this weekend. Monday night, we're back here at Road Atlanta for the penultimate round of the V8 Supercars Super Monday/Sunday series. So it's going to be a big week of racing, not one you're going to want to miss. Big thank you obviously goes out to all of our series sponsors, Warren & Brown Tools and Shannon's Insurance, our title sponsors, as well as our other sponsors of the series, Motorsport Australia, NeuroPower, DSL Rail Services, Grim Industries, and Shunt Scenery as well. Thanks for joining me once again, Sinker. It's been a great season so far. Heaps of news to come for Season 3, so keep your eyes peeled. But until next time, I've been Hamish Munro, joined alongside by Steve Sinkovic once again. Stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us.